What's happening? You already know who the fuck it is. I ain't saying that shit no more, man.
King Barco, the motherfucker building. What's going on? How y'all motherfuckers living tonight? I know all you motherfuckers who thought y'all was getting ready to have a big run on AMC yesterday, going up $8 motherfucking. Now you're down. Now you're only up 5 for the week. What's going on? You think you motherfuckers getting y'all money back? You think y'all on your way to the next level? I don't think so, bro. I don't see it. I don't see it, but hey, I hope some of y'all get it though. I ain't gonna even lie to you. I hope I'm wrong.
Yeah,
To be honest with
yeah,
you,
for sure.
but I don't see it. Where to end off today? $40,
Uh,
40.78.
Lost a little
Yeah,
punk ass quarter in the after hours.
yeah. I don't know. I thought it would do better today. Personally, I thought it
Yeah,
would
you
go up.
did.
This is kind of a weak day. This is another day where you don't get the gamma squeeze. Another day has passed by where the gamma squeeze hasn't happened. Okay? Look at it, guys. It's 40.78. Okay? 40.78. And this is another day that this bitch ain't running up. Now I know all of you guys sitting out here saying that we ain't looking at the fundamentals. You might need to look at the fundamentals on this play because this is a long-term thing. I'm going to tell you this again. This is a long-term play. So you have to look and see, is this company worth holding long term? My answer is no. Okay? The answer is no for me. I don't think this is a long-term hold. Okay, they gave y'all a little $8 bump. You know what that was? That was just pretty much there to keep you alive. Keep the juices flowing. And hopefully some of y'all will buy some more shares. That's what I'm looking at. What was the volume today? 157 million.
Yeah.
That's kind of weak.
I mean, it's better for what it was when it was lower, but if it's on the run, no, that ain't what's happening.
That's weak. I can't deal with that. 157 million. Okay. Your boy Trey, they ain't even talking about the gamma squeeze. They ain't talking about the shorts is gonna cover real soon. They ain't even talking that no more. They don't know when the shorts gonna cover.
No, that's a thing of the past, man.
Can somebody tell me when the shorts are gonna cover?
Never, never. I can tell you, you ain't got to worry about that.
The shorts. Tell me when the shorts are gonna cover, guys. Okay, for all you out there that's listening, tell me when they're gonna cover. Can somebody give me analysis on that, please?
That's the
Uh,
$1 million question that nobody got the answer for, man. No, nobody can give you the answer to that one.
so what do we do? Did Adam Aaron get promoted today? I thought he got promoted. Did he get promoted
To
to
the head of the chairman of the board
chairman
or
of the
some shit.
boards? I wonder what
Yeah,
that was about. Did they give him a pay raise?
I don't
I want
know.
to know
We
that.
might. I think we. Aaron might know that when he jump on. I don't
Okay,
know.
I'm gonna need to know the answer to that question. Did he get a pay raise?
I
And
would.
where
I
they
would.
get?
Probably.
Okay, so where the money come from? Where the money come from? So that means if you move Adam Aaron up, who takes his place? Is that place vacant, or somebody else get moved up? These are the
Or,
questions you gotta
or, or
ask.
or is it just an extra job on this thing? You know what I mean? Is it just an extra title and he still got, you know what I'm saying? Because he's the
Okay,
CEO.
name is chairman of the boards. I don't know what the fuck that is. I thought that's the CEO. Let's read it. Let's read this motherfucker. Theater operator AMC Entertainment Holdings Inc. on Wednesday named Chief. What you doing, bruh?
Hold up. Turn this. I didn't know she was on blue right there. Go ahead.
Uh, Adam Aaron has served as CEO and member of AMC's board since 2016, having led the company to become the largest cinema operator in the world. Move that thing. Move your
Move
cursor.
what?
Your cursor.
Um,
In the world of maintaining its liquidity when the pandemic hammered its business, one of the so-called meme stocks, AMC, soared in a Reddit-driven retail short squeeze in the beginning of the year. The company's shares were down 2.8% in pre-market trading on Wednesday. Last month, Microsoft made a similar move, naming CEO Satya Nadella as chairman of its board. Many large firms have the legacy structure where the CEO and chairman roles are held by a single person, usually the founder, but only a rare instance do corporations choose to go back to such a structure. This is a bunch of bullshit. Okay? This is a bunch of bullshit here. What are we doing naming this guy CEO? What has he done to be named CEO? Okay? This sounds like to me they trying to bleed some money out the company in a different way. Is this guy going to get a raise, and are they going to be replacing him, replacing his CEO position that he had before with somebody else? Are they gonna do this? Because if that's the case, then some people's gonna be getting raises. And so where's this money coming from? Oh, it's coming from the sales, I guess, the so-called sales that they get, or whatever money that was, generated since this thing been pumped up. So are they really putting money back into the company, or are they just continuously funneling money to different people?
Bleeding this bitch dry. You hear me? Straight up.
Can please
But
somebody tell me?
it's only gonna be so long because this motherfucker going bankrupt.
And they try to compare this motherfucker to Microsoft. You see Microsoft going bankrupt anytime soon? I don't.
Absolutely not.
I don't see Microsoft. I don't know how the fuck they comparing this to Microsoft. Microsoft shouldn't even be in this motherfucking article.
Show shouldn't.
Nah, bruh. Nah. There's some money being bled. Those are questions I would want to ask if I'm a shareholder. If I'm a shareholder, does Adam Aaron have both jobs now, CEO and chairman of the board? What the fuck going on here?
I would assume so. I could say that, but regardless, this motherfucker, no matter how you slice it, this bitch ain't going nowhere. Because they already talking about these masks. They already getting us ready for another shutdown. You already can smell that.
So if they do a shutdown, where does AFC go? How far does this bitch drop?
It's over. Cancel Christmas. Cancel Thanksgiving. Cancel all that shit. It's over. It's over. And you know they working towards a shutdown. You know that. Even without a shutdown, it's over.
But what's going to drive this motherfucker down to where everybody can go home and say, "Well, we just lost our money," and they ain't gonna go crazy. What's the good play?
What you mean the best way?
The best way to let people down. Yeah, to break them down and let them down.
The shutdown seems more innocent. We couldn't maintain the business, y'all. But you know what they're gonna do? Oh yeah, they gonna ask them. They're gonna have to dilute some shares. You already know that's gonna come when the shut. Hey y'all, all y'all, hey, spread the word. Once we shut down, they diluting some of them damn shares to keep this motherfucking boat afloat. They're gonna put y'all in a real sticky situation. Hey, your mic ain't on, bro.
You back?
Yeah. Y'all gonna be putting in a tight. Y'all gonna be putting in a tight squeeze once we get shut down again. And I bet you they don't even believe it.
Nope. What are the apes gonna do? Are they gonna hold or are they gonna sell at that point?
Well, when they hear the news that it's gonna be shut down and the money about to be funny and the change gonna be strange. Some of them gonna sell. Some of them gonna sell. But you know that's when Trey and they gonna have to go overtime. Trey gonna have to get another cat, adopt a kid. Shit, Matt might fuck around have to get a dog, a stray dog.
They gonna get a frog.
It's gonna be a lot going on once that shit get that thick. We already can't find Trey. Shit, Trey might not be nowhere to be found once we get that news. Hey, your shit messed up again, bro. I think your whole screen froze. Yeah, y'all in trouble, man. I don't know how many ways I could say it. It's a done data. And y'all know, y'all can already see yourself, any of y'all investors, y'all know that they talking about the mask mandate and this Delta variant, the shit getting worse. Come on now. Y'all know what we leading up to here. We're definitely leading up to a shutdown. How long before this shit shut down, Marco? I say 2 months tops.
I'm gonna
Shutdown.
say somewhere around Christmas, like schools to school time. They're gonna be talking about it. There's gonna be something saying that kids might have to go back home. Man, it's probably gonna be around somewhere around when school starts. Maybe they probably in school. Maybe around between September and Halloween.
And we know that hedge funds control the news. They can say, man, these cases are fucking spiking up fast. We want to put the people
Mm-hmm.
back in the house. It ain't enough
Mm-hmm.
people vaccinated. Da da
Mm-hmm.
da. Everybody got to go back in the house so we can control this shit.
Yeah. And at the
And where the
same time,
movies gonna fall? Where the
yeah, what
movies
the
gonna
movies?
fall in? And you can watch that same shit at home.
Yep. You can
So
watch it
so
at home.
ain't like you missing a movie. You just not
Yeah.
going to the theater to see it.
Yep. And it's a lot cheaper too. Okay. It's a lot cheaper to be at home.
So you guys, you're holding a falling knife.
What are you gonna do? Tell me.
Keep on holding it because they said the squeeze ain't happened yet. The shorts got to cover.
You still think these motherfuckers gonna hold this motherfucker even after that bad news where these motherfuckers gotta go home and say
That's
that
where
we gonna shut this bitch down?
you already know that Adam Aaron and the hedge funds done wrote Trey a script already for this. They move, it's like chess. You moving steps ahead. They already know what they're gonna say. You got to believe in the trade. The shit haven't happened, but the company can't hold no ground when they not making no money for months. It's over.
Where else they gonna get the money from? That's all I want to
The
know.
shit, the shareholders, they gonna have to do an offering to even keep this bitch afloat.
I think they're gonna ask for more shares.
They gonna want that 500 million this trip. They gonna
That
need that
I don't think they can justify 500 million. I'm gonna say 100 million,
100 million. Then you already know what's that gonna do to the price.
nigga.
Plus, on top of the fact that they ain't gonna be able to be open for business, so we need to dilute to keep this motherfucker going. Four in here, no one talking. It's six in here now. Hey, bot, I don't know what's wrong, bot. Why they ain't saying nothing? The
Yeah,
apes are scared. What's happening?
they don't want to say nothing, but
That, that,
it's okay.
another
Another.
down day. Oh, did he?
He what?
Hey, hold on. Had to deny you. Now look at him. Here they come.
Oh, here they come.
Hey, where can we find Trey eye injury? What it?
Yeah, show me that. I want to see that, bruh.
Hold on 1 second. You gotta talk. I got a phone.
Yeah, let me see that. Jose, where the fuck you think AMC gonna be at, bruh? Tell me where the fuck you think AMC gonna be at. I want to see where your mind is at. I want to see. Show me what you got. Okay? I want to see this eye injury. Matt got into it with Jackson on Twitter too. Oh, really? A lot of shit going on. Adam, we gonna be with you in a minute, big dog. I'm gonna need the game from you today. See what's going on with the apes and how they thinking. Cause I don't know. Today was a little shaky for you apes out there. Okay, really real shaky. Okay, y'all should have had a good day today. Okay, I'm hoping this ain't gonna hoping this $8 ain't gonna be the pinnacle
The
of
last,
y'all week. Okay,
the
for
last,
real.
the last of the Mohican.
Uh huh. Cut it out. I hope it ain't gonna be that. All depends on demand. I need a better number than that. Come on, man. Give me a number right now.
Your mic fucking up, dude. Hey, I don't think that the man gonna be too hot for this motherfucker. Just think we gonna have this shutdown and all this shit. Jose, do you think we gonna have a shutdown? Because if you think we gonna have a shutdown, you already know what's up. Whoever numbers, dude, your shit all the way fucked up, cuz. Uh, hey man, whoever holding this motherfucker soon about to be a fool, bro. I'm gonna keep it all the way real with you. You know the people who gonna be left holding, they're gonna be fucked up like Marco Mike, not working. Y'all account ain't gonna be working. It ain't gonna be worth nothing. I mean, the writing on the wall, man. Bro.
All right, sorry about that, guys. Technical difficulties. Jose,
Dude, your shit still fucked
cut it
up,
up.
bro.
My shit right on. It should be
It's
on.
on. It just
You
cut
don't
out
hear?
for a second. It just
I
cut
know
out
it
for a
did.
second. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
I'm back. I'm back, big dog. I'm back like cook crack in a Cadillac. Just be cool, my nigga. We
You
here.
got it.
Um, yeah, I'm gonna need a number, Jose. Come on, bruh. What about that eye injury, man? Tell me
Oh
that
yeah,
eye
that shit
injury.
on Twitter.
Yeah,
I'm gonna look up on the Twitter.
what's I'm calling?
You
I'm
what?
doubling up. I'm doubling up on that.
When your shit fucked up when the news starts. We want AMC, the science of it. Well, they say about now. Fairness for you. That shit fine. I did see it keep bouncing.
News started talking good about AMC as a
So,
sign, so why would
so,
they say?
so you think this boy gonna be bouncing between 30 and 50 for months, bot? I don't see that going that long, bro. No 30s, not no 50s. It might bounce from like 17 to 30 or some shit. Maybe. Ain't gonna be no 50 in the equation here soon. In my opinion. I mean, I could be wrong. You see 50 in the
Uh,
equation for months.
uh, it's yeah. I'm gonna say like maybe high 20s and 50s and 50. That's what I'm thinking. High 20s and 50 because they got to keep these people in the game. Okay, because I know for a fact yesterday motherfuckers was buying some calls. I pretty much know it. I know some motherfuckers bought in. Okay,
Oh, we about
especially
to go
when
to that
Trey.
Twitter page. Go
Okay,
ahead.
especially when Trey sat there and put that bullshit about how much where his averaged up when he bought it in at 57, 56 or some bullshit when he bought them shares. I know, and he did them calls. Didn't he do them calls for like $36?
That's what we seen on there yesterday.
Yeah, that's what we saw. You saw for $36 for him, and I bet you some motherfuckers out there sat there and went and bought some motherfucking shares, and they bought some calls too. I bet you they did. They thought it was about to turn around. Yeah, them motherfuckers ain't done taking money out your pocket. For all you motherfuckers in there that's gonna be aggressive on AMC. You see what they just did? They just promoted Adam Aaron. They ain't even talking
Yeah.
about building brand new, state of the art theaters or nothing like that. Okay,
How, how the
they
fuck
ain't.
how the fuck you gonna build theaters and them theaters? I'm believing theaters probably close soon. That's a fucking dying
Yeah,
business. Like I said, AMC better find their way into the streaming market. If
it's
they don't
too
do that, it's
expensive.
over with. It's over
It's too
with.
expensive. It's too expensive. They would have to buy another company that's already established, and that I don't see that happening.
You saying like buying like a Hulu or like a
Yep.
Netflix or some shit like that?
Mm-hmm.
No, hell
Yeah.
no, no.
That
They
I
ain't
don't
got
see it.
they ain't got the bankroll to do that.
Nope. So to start from scratch, you talking about doing a channel to start from scratch?
Because basically you gotta buy all that content that you put on that channel. That
Shit.
content ain't cheap.
Hell no. Shit, they in a war right now.
But
This is a
but not look, not even that. Look, like on some HBO Plus type shit or whatever, where you could just the new movies that come out. It don't necessarily
mm,
gotta be old movies and shit. You could get into that later on. How about just streaming the new movies? Just instead it could be another option.
mm-hmm. Hey, I can't say your name, big dog, but you know what I'm saying. Thanks for the compliment, bro. Keep on
Yeah,
watching,
for
man. We're gonna
sure.
be having that real shit for you. So if they with the streaming, this too expensive. And you gotta be cutting edge, man. You gotta be doing some shit that nobody doing. Secondly, you can't even compete. Let's say for instance they start streaming. They ain't getting the movies no more. Okay, you think they getting Space Jam? They now a competitor with Disney. You think Disney's gonna give AMC Space Jam? They're not gonna do that.
Mm,
They competitors.
I know.
Okay, that's not gonna happen. Okay, Disney gonna be looking at AMC over my dead body. We gonna crush that motherfucker. They competitors now. Okay. So where you gonna get your money? Where you gonna get your movies from? They already have a streaming service. Okay, how's it doing? I bet you that motherfucker tanking.
Do they what? So you can stream the like the new movies and shit that's all about? I didn't even know they had that.
I doubt it. Let me look and see if they got a
I
streaming.
mean, I'm sure homeboy know. Bobby on that
I'm
shit.
saying, let me see it though. I need to see it. Let's see, streaming service. Watch AMC Plus.
Exactly. Look what he said. You didn't know about that kind of shows how great it is. Nah, not the new ones. Oh shit. Well, I mean, it's a start, but they're gonna have to try to find a way because that whole theater game is over. So how much is the price to even do that shit? Do you fuck with it, bot? You just know about it, but you probably ain't subscribed to that shit, huh? I bet you
Yeah,
Netflix and all the other shit is better.
I don't know if this is AMC though, because there's two different AMC's. See,
Is it?
AMC is there's an AMC channel because I got an AMC channel and that's American movies or no, it's something I forget what it is.
American movie classics or some shit?
Yeah,
I'm not
American
sure.
movie classics. I don't know if AMC owns that. Is that the same AMC? Because I don't think it
I
is.
don't I don't know that. That's
I don't
still
think it
I can tell
is.
you that.
Yeah, I, if I'm not sure, I'm not. I don't think it is.
Both have one AFC and one plus. Both have. So what they pretty much together, but it's like the same thing, or both of them are the one umbrella, pretty much, huh?
The only way this motherfucker can go on latest episodes, if this is AMC, I don't know if this is AMC, man. I really don't know.
He said the one he was looking at is the AFC network. Oh, we
Yeah,
gotta go see
I
this
don't think
man.
that's the same. I don't think that's the same. AMC, MTW.
Oh my
Okay.
god,
What?
we about to go to trade shit. I'm look. I'm gonna look it up, bro. All right, that's what's up. That's what's up. That's what's up. Good looking, bot. And she is
Yeah, I
on.
don't think it is. I think it's the different one.
It's a
It,
subsidiary of Cablevision Systems Corporation. Is son. Hmm. Hey, good shit, bro. We appreciate all the info from the chat, bro. We love it, bro. Seriously, we appreciate it so much. All
the
right, we gonna go to
Rainbow
Trey's.
program.
We'll go to Trey's Twitter, then we go pop Aaron off. Boom, right here. Look at it. He back up to it.
Oh God.
By the way, surgery is super easy. Cataract removal plus breaking up scar tissue, keeping my left eye from dilating, adjusting to light. Pretty routine and easy stuff. Just for a second, they dilated both my eyes, so I can't see very well right now.
Cut it out.
Trey,
Yeah. Cut it out.
Trey.
Oh, look. Look. Imagine yourself. You're a financial advisor Your financial advisor advises you to buy AMC at 60 fucking dollars. Imagine this, okay? And then when you're down 20 fucking dollars a share, you call him and he's telling you that he's getting his cataracts removed from his eye. Imagine how would you feel if your financial advisor is saying he getting his cataracts removed from his eye and you down $20 a share. And you might be big money too. You might have sat there and listened to Trey and say, you know what, man, I'm gonna buy 2,500 shares of this motherfucker right now at 60 fucking dollars. Imagine that. 2,500 shares at $60. That's what, $125,000? And now it's worth what, 100? You down 25 large. In a week, in a matter of weeks too. Because he said that shit like what? 2-3 weeks ago. Okay, 2-3 weeks ago, he sat there and told you that buying in at 60 motherfucking dollars is a good price, and now you up 100. Now your stock account is only worth 100. You already lost $25,000 in 3 weeks. And then when you call him and ask him where the fuck what's going on with it, I'm getting my cataracts removed.
And Trey come up missing on your ass quick too.
I gotta get my Siamese twin cat. I gotta go feed him. I ain't got time to do that. I was too busy with my cat.
And what you say you want? You said, hey Trey. Marco said he wants the paperwork on time.
Yeah, I need that paperwork, big dog. Okay. Now I'm gonna give you an extra day because we put the show out yesterday talking about this. Okay, but I'm gonna give you 3 motherfucking days to come up with the paperwork for that cat. You understand me? I'm gonna need paperwork on that. Okay, I need his shots. I need his shots, and I need his motherfucking. I need everything saying that he clean. Okay, because this cat was brought from outside to inside, so that means that cat got something now. Let's be real. When you dealing with a feral cat, that motherfucker got something. Okay, so you better take that motherfucker to the vet. You got 3 days. I'm gonna call the Humane Society on your motherfucking ass. Okay?
Hey,
I'm calling the Humane Society.
Hey Tyson, he was beating his chest. He done got real silent, real quick though.
This nigga got a cat. He got a cat from outside. Talking about, yeah, I just found him. What up, AB? What's going on?
What's up, fellas? How you doing tonight?
How you living?
All right, hanging in there. Long day. I have been running around all day taking this lady to physical therapy and shit. But you know.
Yeah.
Hey, you said you was in Alaska? Is that what you say you was at?
Yeah.
Hey man, what is the weather out there?
I mean, it's like if you ever been to like Maine, it's pretty typical to that. Like the Northeast. You know, it's the big difference here is. Right now, we're kind of in the part of the year where it's daylight almost 24 hours a day.
Yeah.
So you don't really get nighttime. You get like a dusk for a couple hours, but it's light all the time.
Wow.
Because remember, we was up late as fuck that night. It was light where he was at. When I was talking to him, I thought this motherfucker was somewhere way across
but
the world.
There's like a 3 or 4 hour time difference between us too. So like right now, it's 6:00 p.m. right here.
It's 10 here.
It's 10 here.
So there's like a 4 hour time difference, which makes it really hard to like keep in touch with people and stuff. Because a lot of I have people on the West Coast too, but even like Seattle's like an hour behind me here, or an hour ahead, I should say.
So how hot is it out there? Like, what's the weather?
This week has reached 80s. You know, it's been okay. Today it rains, so it's like in the 60s or whatever. You know, it's not. I mean, the winter is the winter. You know, it's long. It's dark most of the days. Like it don't get dark 24/7, but from like 3 or 4 in the afternoon till like 10 in the morning, it'll be dark.
Okay.
Which is very similar to like Maine and shit like that. So I'm kind of used to it. You know what I mean? Maine doesn't have the same day cycle. Like Maine's days in the summer and the winter are a little bit longer, but it's very similar.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I always thought that Alaska was cold and shit all the time.
Actually, for people in the chat and watching, there was this. I live in this area of Alaska that is outside of Wasilla a little ways, which is outside Anchorage, about 2 hours hour and a half, 2 hours.
Okay.
But there's this thing called the Dr. Seuss house. It's not open to the public, but I did some work for the guy last year, and I got to go up in this house. But it's this thing where he built this house on top of house on top of house on top of house kind of thing. And the inside is shit. Like I had to climb. I got up about 8 floors, and I had enough because we was climbing up ladders, and it was all shaky and
Wow.
shit. And I'm like, oh no, I ain't going up no further. But it's
Shit.
real high. It's kind of like has this little cult following, and people are always trying to come see it, but it's closed to the public because the guy ran out of money to like kind of shit. So, and it's a pretty cool area. I mean, you know, I've lived in cities and I've lived in the country, and I prefer the country a little bit more because the older you get, the less you like people. Like in your like, I love people. Don't get me wrong, but like the everyday interactions. I've done so much retail, all the small talk and shit, and all the bullshit I've had to put up with. I'd like to keep my circle kind of small nowadays. You know what I mean?
Most definitely.
So yeah, and I like to be alone a lot of the time. I'm a nerd. I'm into like video games and comics and wrestling and all sorts of nerdy shit. And I follow the stock market. I follow the news. You know, like what I'm doing right now. It's like you might see me on Twitter a lot, but I'm actually like just in between shit. Just looking at stuff and throwing something up real quick. Because I work at this house. I don't want to say 24/7, but pretty much this lady, her sleeping hours are odd, so she's up a lot of the night. So like my sleeping time is like from anywhere from 2 to 4 in the morning till like 10 in the morning. You know what I mean? Like so,
Damn.
10 or 11. So, and yeah, it's it's what it is. But it's like I'm always kind of doing stuff for her. Like I got her set up now. She's taking a nap. And then I got dinner set up. So if I end up staying, like we stayed 4 hours the other night almost, and I wasn't expecting that. I was expecting to be here for like an hour and shit. So I made sure she's got everything she needs. She can get around, but barely. But just putting something in the microwave for a couple minutes ain't gonna kill her, So
I feel you. She's so.
I feel bad. This woman, I started doing odd jobs last year, and she was one of the women I helped, and her husband was in the nursing home. And of course, the COVID lockdown. So she went like a year without seeing her husband. So now every weekend I take her down to Anchorage, which is like an hour and a half, 2 hours away, to visit her husband for a couple hours and shit. So,
Oh, that's cool, man.
yeah, it's all right, So
Yeah, it could be
you got to
worse.
make it how you can.
Yeah. Hey, so
I've been in worse.
yeah.
So.
So let's get into this shit, man. What do you think about Adam Aaron being promoted to CEO? Before we get into what you want to talk about.
Well, I heard you guys talking before about, a lot of this stuff. And there's one fundamental that really matters in this, and that's they were too early short in the stock right now. And if the lockdown comes, that changes. That's the only fundamental I'm going on, because most short squeezes don't save companies, really. You understand what I'm saying? Like, and I sent you those charts for those short squeezes. Now, I wish you guys would have came on yesterday, because honestly, if you're gonna be bashing the stock, the best days to do it is when it's green. That's the people will watch you just to hate the shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, but if the squeeze does happen, when it does happen, or whatever, it's not going to be this like slow rise of 20% during the day. It's going to be volatile. It's going to jump. If you put that Volkswagen chart up, or the DJZF, you'll see there's huge jumps, which means it'll be volatile. It'll be halting. So people getting all excited for these 10-20% gains or whatever, it's all whatever right now. It's all just noise. Like I said, as far as Adam getting promoted, it's all typical of moves of places getting ready to go bankrupt. But the thing is he's also trying to buy more stuff. So I don't know if they're setting up for a sale to somebody else, maybe. That could be it too. Like I don't want to just talk about AMC. You guys said the other day about what my next moves are, and I've actually, I sit there and go, I didn't think about, but I have thought about some stuff, and I'd like to bring some stuff to you guys' attention too. Maybe that,
Okay.
that'll help. And like, look, when I'm not giving advice or anything like that. And for people that have a lot of money invested in the stock market, I'm not trying to tell you guys what to do. What I'm trying to do, and what I hope you guys are trying to do, is I'm new to this. I'm learning as I go. I have my own perspective of stuff. Yeah, see the DJZF now. Look how the hops on that. You know what I'm saying? Like, it stalled out a little bit, but it jumps up. But that first jump is huge. That's going to cause volatility. That's going to cause halting on the stock market. So until there's halts, there's no reason to get excited. As far as like the Adam move, from what I've seen, it's the way a company usually sets up for a sale or a bankruptcy. But like I said, I think the shorts are just too early. It's not when it comes to short squeezes, it's not necessarily about the fundamentals. It's about catching it at the right time. You understand what I'm saying? A lot of times the fundamentals don't matter. It's just that somebody came too early, and they're gonna make them pay for it. Now, I don't think AMC with the moves they're making are in for the long term. You know what I mean? Like holding long is if you're planning on holding for over a year, right? Basically, I mean, maybe 6 months is considered long to some people, but I think when I think of long-term holding, I'm thinking of like 2 to 3 to a year, 2, 3, 5 years, something that you're looking for something to grow and invest for. This is not that type of investment, guys. You know what I'm saying? Like this is a quick buck investment that if you have some extra cash and you want to throw at it to make a couple dollars, then hold on and see. Like right now, and it depends on where you bought in at. If you bought in at 50, 60, 70 and you're getting nervous, I could see why you'd want to sell and everything. If you're like me and you bought in at like 9, some people bought in at 2, they're still sitting up a pretty good percentage, so it doesn't really hurt them to hold. It doesn't hurt me to hold right now. Now if the lockdowns come, game over. I'm selling as soon as lockdowns come, because if it ends up lasting through the lockdowns again, then we can revisit this next year again, or whenever the lockdowns end. But if the lockdowns come, I'm pretty sure it's going to be the death nail, depending on how long the lockdowns are. You know what I mean? And like I said, they have such a cult following now. Some people are going to just hold no matter what. So the lockdown thing, I don't really want to speculate too much until it happens. I'm not, because I think it's all scare talk to try to get people vaccinated. You know what I mean? Like,
I believe that's a part of it. I definitely believe that's a part of it.
Yeah, I mean, so we'll
but
see.
They will shut this motherfucker down to do that also.
Yeah.
Yeah, oh yeah, but we'll see what happens. I mean, we got a couple months still, so like.
And I still believe, even minus the lockdown, AMC ain't going nowhere. Just for the video you sent me, you already know what they do. So fuck the lockdown. Say if it don't even lock down, it don't even matter. That's just gonna be quick. That's gonna make this shit quicker. It's basically what I'm saying.
Yeah, no, that's the thing. That's the only fundamental I'm going on, is they were too early, because when they opened back up, I knew, like, regardless of all the other bullshit when it comes to the squeeze, the one thing that speaks to me is when they opened back up, I thought, just out of nostalgia, there would be a certain resurgence for a couple months in the movie theater. You understand what I'm saying? So the fact that they shorted it and then they opened back up, that's the only thing that's really the catalyst for the squeeze. You understand? The catalyst for what's going on right now. That's the only thing.
But how good are the numbers? How good are the numbers that they're getting when they opened up? Is it like record numbers, or is it just average numbers?
Well, they're using like the record pandemic numbers. I would have to know like the history of movies. I mean, I can't recall like the last 10 Fast and Furious movies what their box office was off the top of my head. But this one did okay. But
then thinking when you will be comparing the Fast and Furious, like we just saying, we just talking, but to whatever Space Jam. When Fast and Furious came out, it wasn't no Disney Plus. Now you got some shit to split, so it's never gonna be as good as that. So that's also a problem, because you got something else, and you got the Fire Stick, which, you know what I'm saying, you got too much shit fighting the movie theater at this point.
Well, there's so many streaming services now. It's not just Disney Plus. It's Netflix. It's Peacock. You know what I mean? Like it's.
But I'm just saying I'm saying like for the new movie. Like say it's a new movie.
Oh
like
no, I know, but like a lot of companies, HBO Max is starting to do that.
Yeah.
So like, and the fact that they don't own any properties or anything makes it difficult to start a streaming service, because the ones starting the streaming services are the ones that own all the properties. That's why, like, and I want to talk about this later, like Netflix is valued at $530 something right now. To me, that's way overvalued.
It is. I agree with that.
Netflix has changed the way they've done stuff. They used to have all this stuff, right? And they would produce stuff and have multiple seasons. Now they're in the short term. They're about getting new subscribers all the time, and they've lost a lot of their old stuff. So they do something for a season or two, cancel it, do something else to bring people in, no matter how much the following is on it usually, So I think Netflix is in the next couple of years is going to really go down.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah,
and
it's a nice short.
and if it's the thing is they're creating all these movies and everything, which is great, and they're getting all these big names, but I can't name a Netflix movie off the top, and I don't have Netflix anymore. I got rid of them a while ago.
Yeah, me too.
I
But
Me
got
too.
it, but
as
I
far
pay
as like,
for it and don't use it, to be honest, and that's so
yeah,
crazy.
as far as like mainstream exactly, and that's a lot of people is just they have it and they just forget it's there, and just it's $10 a month,
Exactly.
$12 a month. It's so
And the HD
eventually,
one is like 18, damn near $20 for the one with
yeah,
the full HD shit.
yeah. So people can only have so many streaming services. Like if you get Disney, Amazon, and Peacock, you can get almost everything you need. And what do you need Netflix for? You know,
Yeah.
and and Disney and like we'll talk about this more later because this kind of ties into something else I wanted to talk to you guys about later out. We can do the AMC talk and everything like that, and it's fine. But there's really, I mean, it's all just drama bullshit that's going on. You know what I mean? Like basically, like I said, my thing is they were too early to try to short this company, and that's the only thing that's allowing this to happen. It's the same with GameStop. It's they were too early to, but GameStop's another company. Like, what are they gonna do? Game and service streaming services, game streaming services. Like you have PS Now, you can get most of your stuff digitally on PS and Xbox and the
Yeah.
computer.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And they have flash sales all the time. So I get like most of my games are digital because I'll wait for a flash sale or something like that. And you might pay $1 or two more, but it's worth it not having to go to the store and get the disc and all this shit. And you have to worry about the
Exactly.
disc getting ruined. So
I haven't bought a disc. I can't remember the last time, man.
I bought Madden because I found a good deal on it for like $20 when it dropped a couple months ago. Like Walmart had a sale on it, some shit. So,
Hmm.
but like the thing I more concerned about with the AMC thing is whether it squeezes or not. I'm going to end up probably. Up pretty good from where I was at because if I pay attention to what's going on, stuff does happen. I watch a stock every day. Not because I get excited for the ups and downs of it, because that, like I said, it doesn't matter. I'm looking for when it starts jumping. You know what I'm saying? Like when it starts jumping heavy, that's when the squeeze will start. Otherwise than that, it's all just manipulation, normal market stuff. So
I heard that, but I heard that.
yeah, Netflix is getting in the gaming world, but like, who's gonna? Okay, are they creating their own games, like
I
Stadia?
don't.
Like the Google
I didn't.
Stadia
I thought
thing
that
is.
Stadia. I thought that Stadia was gonna be better than what it was, and I'm
Well, the
not really
problem
a fan of that Stadia.
the problem is between PlayStation and Xbox and Nintendo, they have so many exclusives that have such big followings that it's going to be hard for any other. And most third-party stuff goes on everything. So if you're Stadia or your Netflix or whatever, unless you're going to put the money in to develop your own games, which is a hit or miss too. That's a big chance you're taking with that because gaming is very selective. It's very nuanced. You know what I mean? It's like you have to really put together a good product for it to like go worldwide. You know what I'm saying? Like you got to be like Red Dead Redemption or GTA or Call of Duty or something like that. Mass Effect. You can't just throw
Yeah.
games up and go. Oh, we got games now. Well, if the games all suck, then what does it matter if I got games?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Like, and how
Exactly.
many hardcore gamers are getting a boner for Netflix games? You know what I mean?
That
There's
ain't
not.
gonna.
Yeah,
That's
I
probably gonna have to
wonder
be for kids. I wonder if
is
it's gonna be for
Netflix
kids.
is Netflix gonna be able to get their hands into like Madden and shit like that. You got it very seriously, young.
No.
but even if they do, like it's on Xbox and PlayStation, and that's where the most of the core audience is going to play it at. They have the cash to do something like that, but is it okay? They have the cash. Just because you have the cash to do something like that, when you invest in it and you put a bunch of money in it and it tanks, you're going to lose a lot of cash too, and they can't afford
Yeah.
that because like they're great right now, but in 5 years they might not be the hot thing. You understand what I'm saying? Netflix is living off its name right now, but it's just like, MySpace was really kind of the first social media, right? And
Mm-hmm.
where are they now?
Yeah.
Netflix was really like the first streaming service that really caught on. Doesn't mean it's going to last forever, So,
Yeah.
and if they
Yeah.
keep doing, hey, like it's not that they don't have the cash, but say they dump a money into this and they don't make any money off it, and then they dump a bunch of what's it called? Yeah, I mean, if they, you
They
know,
would have to do that. That's what they would have to do.
they would have to do that.
They would have
That's
to
what
buy
make
Take Two.
that's what made 2K, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
I don't
That's what
see
they.
Take Two.
That's
Why
what they
would
have to
Take
do.
Two sell to them when they can make more money spreading it out through everybody. You understand what I'm
They would
saying?
have to
Like,
offer a big bag to take two to even think
yeah, I
about some
mean,
Yep.
shit
we're
like
talking
that.
billions of dollars, guys. I mean,
Yeah,
that's you know,
that's a
that's
good
a risk.
idea though, Bob.
Hey, and look, Take Two, as you know, as much as their big thing is they have exclusive. So it's 2K, right? It's Take Two.
Yeah, yeah.
So they have
Red
exclusive
Dead
games.
and 2K, Red Dead, GTA.
Yep.
Them some hot titles, bro.
Yep.
Yeah,
Those some hot titles.
but I mean, like they said, they're going to have all access. You know, the smartest thing Xbox did was buy Bethesda and made them
What's that?
exclusives. The guys that made Fallout,
Oh, okay,
and
okay,
they got another one coming out, Starfield, Skyrim. Those guys, those big
oh, okay,
RPG kind of games. That's
Mhm.
what they do.
okay.
So Xbox got them exclusive, but you know, most people either that game, you know, outside of the master PC race, has like Xbox or PlayStation or both. You know, most gamers, there's a segment of hardcore gamers, but most gamers are just casual like PlayStation, Xbox guys. And if you make it too complicated, then you know, a lot of people just buy
You think
one or
you'll
two games
lose
a
some
year.
people? So you
Yeah,
think you'll
I mean,
lose people if you start getting
and
too?
Take Two might have certain properties like the WWE games and what else do they have? NBA.
Mhm.
But you know, you're taking a chance if you're thinking that Netflix gaming apparatus is gonna mix well with those. You know, like and not only that, like how much? I guess they're not going to charge any more right now for this gaming service, but eventually they will. You know,
Exactly.
like
You already know
eventually they
that.
will. I mean, if you guys have ever dealt drugs in your life, it's just like the you know, your first one's free. You understand what I'm saying? We're smoking, we're having a good time.
Mhm.
Then you charge a little bit more. You give a little discount in the beginning, and then you just keep charging more and more and more until you understand what I'm saying? Until they're an
Mhm.
addict and they'll pay you anything you want. You know, so it ain't no different. That's the way commerce works, really. You understand what I'm saying? So
Yeah. I mean, that's what they would have to do,
yeah,
though. Netflix
I mean,
would have to buy a
you
company. I don't think they would survive if they had
they're
to
worth
do it
30
from.
billion, and you take 5 billion out of
Yeah.
that, and then you take another couple billion for uh movies. You know, like actor. You know, paying like Will Smith extraordinary money. You know, like all this shit. So
Yeah.
you know, and I don't know how their audience is right now. I mean, I'm pretty sure most people still have Netflix, but just like everything, it'll keep changing. You know, it'll
I'm
keep.
talking about to cancel my shit, man. That's a waste of fucking money,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah, like
I
there's
canceled that
nothing
shit.
real. And like, look, what a lot of people do is they switch between services. You know what I'm saying? Like, they'll get on Netflix for a while, and they'll be like, "All right, I watched everything I want to watch on here. I'm gonna go to Amazon Prime." Like, I'm thinking about getting Amazon Prime for the Invincible series because I
Mhm.
collected the books and everything, and I'm really into it. As much as I hate to give Amazon any money, you know. Well, that just about they. That's a chance, you know. You're saying they would make their money back in 1 year, but things change, man. You know what I mean? Like, if you're not keeping up with,
Mhm.
especially in entertainment, entertainment is like one of the shakiest businesses you can get into, really, because for every Marvel movie and every GTA or every whatever, there's thousands that fail that have dumped a lot of money into.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? Like, what was that game, the Day of Reckoning game that Kurt Schilling put in all his money to and bankrupted this
Yeah.
company?
I
And
remember that.
you
I
know,
remember
so
that.
like,
He
it's
lost like $40 million, didn't he?
yeah,
Didn't he lose like 40
yeah.
million or something like that?
What
Yeah.
what game? What the game y'all talking about? What y'all talking about?
This Day of Reckoning. It was an older RPG game that Kurt
Oh, I don't remember
Schilling
that.
had. Oh yeah, it was years ago,
It was
but
years
it was a
ago.
big stink because he got government money to fund it and then bankrupted the company, and yeah, he was in some shit for a while with that. So
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying. It's like it's so subjective. It's really hard to tell what's gonna pop and what's gonna not pop. You know what I mean? Like
Mhm.
you have crazy stuff like Fall Guys and Among Us and stuff like that. That really, who would have thought those would ever make a lot of money? But here they are. You know what I mean? Like Farmville on Facebook. You know what I mean? My ex used to play the Farmville shit.
Mhm. Yeah.
That
I
makes a
remember that
lot of
too.
money. You understand what I'm saying? Like, and
Yeah.
that's the other thing they're competing with. What kind of games are they going to do? Are they going to do full on console games? Are they going to do like Facebook style games? Are they going to do children's games?
I
You
think it's
know,
gonna be more children. That's the only one. That's the one that's probably
I
gonna
mean,
make the most
they
money.
would be smart, I guess, too. But I mean, Nintendo's already got that locked up too. You understand what I'm saying? Like, how are you going to beat Mario and Donkey Kong and whatever else you want to throw out there? I mean, Nintendo has the kids stuff locked up for the most part. Not saying that kids won't play something different. I'm just saying, like,
Yeah.
If you're buying a gaming system for your kids, you're probably buying a Switch.
Yeah.
You know.
What if
So,
everything is going virtual with gaming and everything right now? I think it's going to be. I don't think games are going to be played the same way like it was when we were coming up. I'm thinking the games are gonna for Netflix.
well,
They're going to have to be innovative when it comes to even the way that we play video games now. Because I think that's
well,
where it's going.
it depends. Like, I mean, the price has to drop for it to become accessible for everybody. Number one, you know what I mean? Like, so, and just everything. TVs are cheap now. Everything drops after a while. The other issue with it is like normally if you're a gamer, I don't want to like stereotype gamers because I'm a gamer myself, but when you want a game, you just want to be lazy. You just want to hold the controller in your hand and game it out, get the stress out of your day. Most people work a lot. When you do the virtual reality, it's strapping on this thing, it's doing all this movement and stuff. It's gaming is just like basically like playing cards or watching the news or something. That's what gaming is. You know what I'm saying? Like watching TV. The game is the same thing. Until they figure out a way where it's just you and the controller and maybe some glasses or something to do, I don't want to say like this isn't the first time virtual reality has made an appearance in the gaming world and thought it was going to be the next big thing. This happened like 5 or 6 years ago too. Now there is one that, not saying that I wouldn't do it. I want to do some virtual gaming. I'm interested. They had the new Half-Life come out on virtual. And it's supposed to be one of the better games, but that's why like we talk about AMC doing virtual movies. Like the best thing, there's two things that really do well with virtual, and that's horror and porn. That's it. You understand what I'm saying? Like as far as like action games, but horror, it's like it's a niche community. I won't say niche, but because everybody loves horror movies in a way, one way or the other. But the jump scares, that's what but that wears thin after a while too. So we'll see what happens with virtual. I'm not saying it'll never happen. I just think it's a long way away, like 10, 20 years away.
Damn, that long, huh?
I think it's gonna be dope when they get it right, though.
Oh yeah, no doubt. I mean, they're starting to, but it's still expensive is the problem too.
Ain't that Oculus or whatever? Ain't that some virtual reality shit?
Yeah. And I have some friends that have had that, and they say it's pretty good or whatever. But I've never tried it myself.
I've never tried it either.
Yeah, but like I said, it's still in its early development. It still costs a ton more money to make a virtual reality game than it does like a regular game. You understand what I'm saying? Unless you're just doing like a short demo or something, which most of these games are really short for a reason. You know what I mean? Like they have this Iron Man demo thing where you can just fly around as Iron Man and shoot shit up, but there's no real game to it or nothing like that.
I'm a 2K Madden Fight Night type motherfucker and some GTA. Man, I really don't fuck with a whole bunch of shit like that. And Call of Duty.
Round 3 is the greatest boxing game ever made. I used to play the shit out of that with somebody.
Fight Night 3.
Ozark. I ain't hip to Ozark. What's that about, Tice?
It's a series starring Chase. Oh, is he talking about the game or the series? I think Ozark is a series on Netflix.
Oh, with, I'm not hip to either one.
Bateman,
yeah, I ain't hip to that.
Yeah, it's like one of those. It's kind of like one of those Breaking Bad kind of style shows. If I'm right about that.
Well, hey, what's that about? Because I'm looking for a good series to watch. It's a fire series, y'all.
I watched a couple episodes, but I was really depressed when I started watching it, and it just made me more depressed. So I was like, I can't watch this shit right now, and I never went back to it.
Damn, is that like, bad?
I watched the first episode, and I was like, I just want to slip my wrist after watching the first episode.
Damn.
I was just like, nah.
What's it kind of about? Like a little bit, without telling me all the way.
It's this guy who basically is involved in the finances of like some mobsters and gangsters, and he his friends get caught funneling money from the company, and they kill everybody except for him because he comes up with this idea. They launder money for the cartel. That's right. Yeah. So him and his family moved to the Ozarks or wherever, and they're trying to like just keep laundering money and keep everything together. You know what I mean?
Watch that on?
I think it's on Netflix.
Okay, bet.
Yeah. So,
I'm gonna watch that shit.
But I don't know. I think it's like probably 3 seasons deep about now.
They said it was season. They have 4 seasons.
Is it 4 seasons?
How many episodes? How many episodes per season?
Usually like 12 or 20, somewhere in between there.
Okay.
Damn. Was it an hour long?
Yeah, I think
Probably
so.
45 minutes or something if it
Yeah,
was on TV, but I don't know.
Well, they said season 4 is about to be coming up.
yeah,
I'm fucking with it.
yeah.
Hey, you
Check
can
it
always
out.
find.
It gets
Yeah.
good
Yeah.
reviews. I mean, the first episode
Yes, it is.
is pretty good, but it's pretty bleak and depressing. It's not like a. If you're looking for a happy show with a happy ending, this is not the one for you.
No.
For you to probably get into. If
Mm-hmm.
you want something to pick you up or whatever. You know.
So what is it that you want to talk about?
Well,
Want to
first of all, well, you guys want to get into Matt and Jackson stuff too, a little bit.
You said
The
who?
whatever.
Matt Kors got into it with Jackson. I can't remember his last name. He's
Yo,
another
let's
YouTuber.
let's talk
What's
about
that
that.
about?
So Matt came at Jackson online on Twitter saying Jackson was posting some misinformation, I guess, which is rich coming from Matt. You understand what I'm saying? Like,
Mm-hmm.
who is Matt to police anybody on misinformation? And I watched some of Jackson's videos. He's all right. I don't think I checked his page and everything. He doesn't look like he's looking for super chats or, I don't see any links to anything to pay him money. He just does his shit, I think. But then, Matt came back at him. There was a back and forth. But basically, Jackson said that, like, look, I told Matt to call me and we could talk this out personally instead of doing this over Twitter. But instead, he was like, I'm good, and just keeps going on Twitter with it. You know what I'm saying? So it's just another, it's just another part of the grift of Matt sitting there calling somebody out for misinformation is rich when you post stuff and take other people's DD and do no real research on it. You just react to what's being put in front of you without doing any proper DD.
So what you believe Matt is stealing people's shit and going on his channel and acting like he done
They
made
do
this
it all
shit
the
up?
time. Look, when they post that Ortic shit and they post all that other shit, anytime they post information, they're just taking the information and posting it and then saying quickly what they think off the top of their head without doing any real research on it. You understand what I'm saying? So it's not like they're these experts that people talk about. You understand what I'm saying? The real experts that people should be paying attention to probably are the ones in the Reddit groups because they're the ones that started this whole fucking thing. You understand? Matt and Trey and anybody on YouTube or anything didn't really start this shit. This was somebody else's doing. Deep fucking value. You know what I'm saying? Like, so, it's, and I told you that the text I had, the Twitter I had with Matt's mod where she says it's just a stock moment and stuff. So it's like, they're all about the money, man. You understand what I'm saying?
Oh,
Like,
most
they're
definitely.
yeah. So it's just, I hate the grift on top of it. So, and this is the thing is like, I don't care. Like, I don't go on Twitter and get in the name calling too much with people like average people, the trolls or whatever you want to call them that are, and they're wanting to fight for Trey or whatever like that. I just try to present facts the best I can. Oh, DF, yeah. Okay, so yeah, he never, but I'm just saying like Deep Value was the one that started this trend of the meme stocks thing. Like, I'm sorry, J-Rob. You're right. He didn't have.
I don't know who the fuck that is. I ain't gonna even lie to you.
Yeah, no, I don't. But
I don't
but
know
like I
who
said,
Deep Value is. I ain't never heard of him.
no, he was the original one that started the GameStop thing.
Hmm.
And this is why you've never heard of him, right?
He didn't
Nope.
go. He didn't go commercial.
Okay.
Pretty much what you saying. Sponsored
Um.
for AMC only came about as a last minute play when GME was running in January.
Oh, okay.
Mm.
See, and I got
Good
in.
shit, J Rob. Good shit.
Yeah, good shit. And look, guys, hey, look, I'm not trying to put misinformation out. If I'm wrong, feel free to correct me in the comments. I don't mind.
That's
being
what I'm
told
saying.
wrong.
That's why it's good. That's why
Yeah.
this whole thing is to exchange information, bro. That's what we like
Yeah,
to do.
like,
We learn
like-
all off each other, bro.
Yeah, I mean, look, I'm trying to learn too, guys. I'm just having my perspective. There was really. Yeah, no, I agree. But like I said, my thing with the AMC thing is they tried too early. You understand what I'm saying? Like, they tried too early when they opened back up, and they were trying to short these people out of bankruptcy. They tried too early. I'm not saying AMC is not going to go bankrupt. Never said that in my life. I just think it held off long enough where there's an opportunity for a short squeeze to happen. You understand? So it's like a 50-50 shot, like I've been saying the whole time now. It's really, it just depends on.
You the most realistic ape that we ever really talked to, for real.
Yeah.
Most of these motherfuckers
Yeah,
like it
'cause I'm
ain't
not-
no such thing. You know what I'm saying? I respect the fuck out of that, bro. Go ahead.
Look, I got caught up a little bit in the beginning and got excited when it started to jump, but I'm not like one of these people that go into groupthink. You understand what I'm saying? Like it's such a dangerous thing that I always try to take a step back. You know, sometimes I'll get caught up in something for a couple minutes, but usually if you give me a day or two, I'll step back. That's why like when you guys talk about the next play and stuff, it's like I don't really want to do anything that I haven't put at least some research into. You know what I mean? Like so and take a look at all the aspects. And like I said, the thing with AMC is they were just too early. They're too early trying to bankrupt the company. That's what I'm playing on. And it's a 50-50 shot. And if it goes the way where the squeeze happens, doesn't mean it does. If just because the squeeze happened doesn't mean the company's not going bankrupt either.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? Like they're going to be in the same position after the squeeze is over. So, and that's just what I'm banking on. And you know, I don't have that much money tied up. I'm gonna wait till the end of the summer probably, and see what happens. And if we're floating about the same, I'll probably sell some of my shares or half of my shares or 3/4 of my shares and hold on to a little just in case and start moving some money around to different areas. You know?
Yeah. Yeah. See, most people ain't even thinking like that. They just gonna hold that motherfucker.
Yeah, because it's a get rich quick scheme in the end. You know what I mean? Like everybody wants to get paid, everybody wants their money.
And that's why this shit. That's why it's too scary to jump in there. But like you said, you ain't over leveraged in this shit. So you just gonna go ahead and ride it out and see what it do.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Like
But I bet you. But think the way Trey and them pushing this shit is people over leveraging themselves, believing this shit is really gonna happen.
Yeah.
You know what
I
I'm saying?
told you
Just
about that
imagine
plan that had 6,000 shares in it.
And just
You
imagine
said how many shares?
6,000. At what
Wow.
price?
6,000.
At what
At what price?
Well, I mean, it's from what she told me, it was average about 13.
Shit.
But she kept adding to her position over time. I mean, like, I got in between like 9 and 11, but I added to my position. I was working with other things, and then I slowly just was like, I didn't have the time, and stuff was becoming too much. So I said, well, I'm going to put this all in AMC right now and see what happens. Because, like I said, I think the one thing that that makes a difference is they tried too early. Because with everything open back up, there was going to be like a renaissance of the movie theater for a little while, for a couple months.
But also you got to think they started shortening it again when it got up top, so they made up for what they fucked up, and they know they about to bring it down, so they gonna catch that bag too. But think when they say, okay, this shit got out of hand, cool. Sometimes you know how you turn a fucked up situation into a good situation. Because they ad-libbed. They said, you know what? Fuck, this bitch ran up this high. You know what? Fuck it. We're going to short it down from here.
Yeah,
you
but they're still losing money.
They're losing money, but think they're losing money. But say you got caught down there at $10 or whatever when they first start shorting it. Then that bitch go up to $70 and you short it there. Because obviously, from what I'm hearing, my understanding of this whole situation, they got some money from the treasury, which gave it to the bank, which gave it to them. So they just went and asked for some more money because the treasury is where this shit get printed off in the first place, right? So they got the direct plug to the money, right?
The OG. Yeah. I mean, I get what you're saying, but there's only look, as much as government gives money to these corporations and stuff, there's only so much to go around, and there's a lot of people there's a lot of billionaires asking for handouts, you know. And hey, you know, you was talking about the streaming service and everything too. Bezos bought MGM. $10 billion.
He said new shirts that shorter than 72 bank for sure. And they gonna bank more. They ain't covered that bitch yet.
Damn.
Believe 72. They ain't covered that.
Yeah. But like from what I understand, shorts are not necessarily always mean that the company is going to go down to zero. It's kind of like calls and puts and puts and options where you can kind of make depending on what price you want to catch at. You know what I'm saying? Like, so if you shorted at 70 saying it was going to go down to 50, you know, like you're going to make some money on it. So but it takes, you know, with the synthetic shares and all this bullshit. Like I said, it's, you know,
that's what I'm saying.
It's too much rigmarole, man.
With them synthetic shares, you already know it's some bullshit in the game. You know what I'm saying? And they constantly doing it. And you seen when they did them synthetic shares, you already know how that shit work, man.
Yeah.
They cover at 31 for you. Okay.
But like I said, it's not just about the apes. It's that, you know, BlackRock and Vanguard are still in this thing, as far as I know. I didn't get to check today. I don't think they sold today. So there's some institutions on the other, like everybody's greedy. You don't think there's institutions on the other side of this that wants this squeeze to happen so they can make a quick buck too? You understand? So it's a battle of the big dogs at this point.
correct. That was covering. That brought
Yeah,
this
it
up.
probably was some cover.
Okay, okay,
You know,
okay. That
but
could
that
be
was like,
right. That could be right.
yeah,
Hmm.
and look, I wish, like I said, I
Hmm.
wish you guys would have done the show yesterday before it went down, because I could have came on here and said that, like, don't get excited
I
if
told
your
them
whole
on Twitter, don't get excited. But we did a show. We gonna put it up, but we ain't gonna lie because we wanted to be quick, man. I had to get up early this morning, so I know when we get on the
oh yeah,
shows, we start going real long and shit. We definitely
Yeah.
gonna run, man. I'm not. I know this. Come on, man. I'm not scared of this shit.
Yeah.
We told them on top. I don't get excited about this shit. I told them that yesterday on Twitter, man. No, that shit,
Mm-hmm.
no. And but Marco on our show yesterday, we did real quick. I'm gonna put it up later on. He said he thought this bitch might go to $50 still, 50 some dollars.
It's
He
possible.
actually spoke. Yeah, so
I mean, the week's not over, but what's
Oh,
today? Today is Wednesday, and it was a down
yeah.
day.
yeah,
Now,
it's down.
typically, from what I've seen in the market, the good days for the market are usually Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then Monday and Friday kind of take dips. You understand what I'm saying? Like,
Mm-hmm.
so we'll see. We'll see.
It became available to short yesterday. Wow. 5
So
million
that mean,
Oh,
shorts.
so that tell you right there that they covered right there, right? I mean that's the writing on
Hmm.
the wall.
Wow.
So that's
yeah.
a dead cat bounce then, right?
I mean, but they come up with all sorts of shares to,
Shorts are
they'll say there's
reloading.
0 shares, and then there's, shorts are reloading. Yeah.
So basically
But
they push that bitch back up by selling it and shorting that bitch all the way back down again, possibly. AMC is too dangerous. Marco been saying it the whole time. It's too much
It's
bullshit
too
that
much
come along with
bullshit.
this. He been
oh,
saying that the whole time.
I agree, but it's a risk I'm willing to take right now, because, like
I
I said,
mean,
guys,
I
if
respect
I
it. I
sell this,
respect it.
if I listen to you guys and I sell this today, and then next week this thing squeezes to fucking $5,000, you guys gonna give
You'll
me any
be
difference that
no, and
that
you'll
I
be trying
lost?
to find us and take our head off our shoulders, and I
Yeah,
wouldn't even
I'll
be
come. I
mad.
don't think I won't come to Ohio, motherfuckers. I've been all over the state. Y'all find me.
Hey, I feel you, bro.
Yeah, but like I said, I'm in a position where I'm up almost 300% after yesterday.
Hold on,
Total.
Scotty Clausen said that's not how it worked. That ain't how it works, Scotty. Let's talk about it. Everybody get to talk.
Yeah, like whatever you're talking about, feel free to correct me. I'm not,
Yeah.
like I said, I'm not a.
He
I'm
might be
just.
talking to somebody in the chat or you. Who knows? You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying?
yeah.
We don't know what. I mean, he just got be more specific, Scotty. Let's talk about it.
Yeah.
And you can jump
So
on the pedal if you want. Go ahead. What you said? What you
so
said?
let's go on to some other things, if you guys don't mind. You talk about other moves to make for people, or
They
for
Mm-hmm.
me
said
that
let's
I plan on
talk.
making.
What y'all want to talk then? Talk. Jump. Hit the motherfucking link if you want
Jumping
to
in.
talk.
Yeah.
What you want? What you want? What you want to talk about, bro? What kind of plays you
Well,
talking about?
so when I think about investing, I'm not thinking with big money, because I don't have big money. So I'm looking at things that can make decent money for me in the stock market, and make it so I don't have to, like, work so hard all the fucking time.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to make the most out of my money that I can. One thing, you guys know anything about IPOs?
Yeah.
The initial public offerings, of course.
So
Of course.
yeah, so like Robinhood is getting ready to go on IPO, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now every IPO is a little different. Now for me, when I look at an IPO, I look at something that's $15 or under, and $15 is pushing it. Oh, Jaron said, "Hey, come on, man, let's talk." Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. He can hit the link.
Yeah.
He ain't gonna hit it. He a
Yeah.
sucker. He just talking.
Hey,
Go ahead.
we'll hold off on that. Yeah, like if you, hey, Jaron, I hope that I pronounced it right. Get on here, man.
It's open, bro. Everybody can talk. He an ape. He an ape.
Yeah, I
He
didn't know these
doing
guys for like last week when I came on.
exactly. Just think, when you said you want to come on here, we ain't talk bad to you, never, have we?
No,
We gave you
no.
a floor, and you do what you do.
Hey, look, as much as shit as you guys talk online and everything like that,
We cool when you get online, right?
Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah.
I'm a shit talk. I like to joke around and talk shit,
Yeah.
but I'm serious when it comes down to this shit. You know what I'm saying?
You
But
guys haven't been sitting here attacking me and calling me a moron.
hell
and nothing like
no,
that. You're
we
listening
ain't
to
never
what I'm
talk bad to you. I like you actually, to be honest.
Yeah, I like
So,
you guys too. I
yeah,
actually
so-
feel pretty, feel pretty.
But we on
comfortable with you guys.
we on the opposite sides of this thing, but respectfully. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's all it is.
But I'm not a cult
Yeah.
follower that's unrealistic about what's
And,
going
and,
on.
and that's
You
what
know
I
mean?
respect about you, bro.
And my
You-
intentions are like we talked earlier about getting better pay and benefits with employees. Look, I understand it's a pipe dream, but I'm just gonna fight for it a little bit. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? Like,
Hey, I
it's gone
respect
too
it,
far.
bro.
It's gone too far. Everybody's too greedy. But there's more than one ways to skin a cat. And if we come up, there's more people getting the stock market every day.
Most
So
definitely.
it's 10% retail traders right now. That's only going to
Exactly,
grow.
J Rob. You see what J Rob? That's why I
Yeah,
fuck
like
with
I'm
him,
not.
J
Yeah, dude.
Rob.
I'm
You
for
see,
real,
he
dude.
been on
Like
this show multiple times. We fuck with him. He
I ain't no
official
sucker, man.
tissue.
I
I
ain't no
fuck with
sucker. I
him.
don't fall for that shit.
And you know what?
But
And then you know what it also does? It get to show a different dynamic because we always talking bad.
yeah,
We need somebody good. It's like first take. You know
Yeah.
what I'm
well,
saying?
like
I mean, for real, for
no,
real.
it's good to have the opposite opinions. That way you can throw some.
Yeah,
Because look, you guys are looking for stuff that goes against what I'm saying, and you might bring something to me that I'm like, yeah, I agree with that.
exactly. And
And
then
how
we
many
got
times
the
have I agreed
chat.
with you?
And then think we got the chat who also brings shit that we don't know. It's a
Mhm.
whole family of shit. You know what I'm saying? We all just saying what we know. And if it's
Yeah.
good or bad, we just think on other channels where Hitman Taylor said
Hitman, that one dude that was talking that bullshit.
what dude? What dude?
That one
Hitman
dude that
who?
made that video.
Oh
The
yeah,
dude,
I didn't see
that
that.
his name
motherfucker
was.
drink him man. He fucked me up though, J Rod. That shit was funny as fuck, bro. That shit
Oh, you
was
guys talk
funny.
about that Bret Hitman Hart shit? Yeah, the
That
Hitman.
shit was funny. See, that's what I
Yeah,
said. How many people are laughing at themselves? I told them, I said, bitch, that was a good one. I'm
yeah,
for the games and the jokes. And think,
yeah.
we let anybody talk. Think, Trey, you not about to get everybody talking. I don't care who say what. This is open. This is a free fucking speech, ain't it? Ain't it supposed to
Yeah.
be?
It's
But go
supposed to
I
be,
ahead,
mean, you
bro.
but
guys. I mean, you guys are starting out too. It's a little unfair to say Trey doesn't have anybody on. He's got thousands and thousands of followers. It's hard to because everybody
He
gonna
got
want to
the
talk.
but you at least had a couple people on. You have Trey ever had somebody on this show ever?
No, I
And,
mean
I
he's
don't think
had
so.
he had the
say if
Wolf
we
of
did
Wall
have
Street.
thousands of followers, we just wouldn't be. We got somebody else.
All right.
Let's get it, Scotty. What's happening?
Yo, what's good, man?
What's
What
going
up,
on, big
man?
dog?
Hey, I ain't talking shit or none of that. You know what I'm saying?
You can
Shit.
say what you want. You ain't gonna get cut
Hey,
off as long as you ain't too crazy with it. Go ahead.
nah. Hey, all I'm saying is, are those beginning positions where they shorted so much of it? Of course, they're gonna play their shorts and their longs to make up money that they, you know what I'm saying. But at the same time, from them positions that they started way back in the day, they're losing a premium on that shit because they probably had a year contract and all that shit. So at a
I
certain point
understand
in
that
time,
part.
I understand that at one point in time, you know what I'm saying, eventually they're gonna have to pay all that shit back that they already lost. Of course they're doing everything they can to make a bunch of money right now to be able to, you know what I'm saying, not make it as bad as what it could be type thing, you know what I mean?
Well, it's a
Yeah,
battle of attrition right now. Really, what it comes down to is who's gonna lose more money first, AMC or the hedges.
yeah.
That's
But
basically what it comes down
Right,
to.
the
but they
hedges
ain't
can get money.
stupid. They
Go ahead, Joe.
hey, these motherfuckers ain't stupid at all. You know what I mean? They're gonna play both sides of, you know, at a certain
Oh
extent.
yeah,
You know what I mean? But they're just trying to make up from when it was at $2 or $3 where it was, trying to get that motherfucker to go to $0. Like they're trying to catch up from that shit. You know what I'm saying? And then every time that FOMO kicks in and everybody starts buying this shit, depending on how long their contracts are on this shit, and then all of a sudden they fucking now their premiums. They say they fucking FD the fucking week premium, saying that they're gonna try and drop it down, and now they just lost. You know what I'm saying? 100 million, $200 million in a day type shit. That's what I think is playing out to be like. They're, you know what I mean? They're trying to fucking situate the situation. You know what I'm saying?
or they're trying to
So
mitigate the damage so they don't go bankrupt themselves.
Exactly. You know what I mean? And they're
So
gonna do that so they don't.
yeah.
But then we gotta
And
take
they'll
into
drag this out.
consideration that the government's gonna back them even if they do, and that's gonna come out of the people's pockets.
But the government will bail them out after the market crashes or after they go bankrupt. They won't bail them
Exactly.
out during you know what I'm saying? Like they can't bail. If the government came in and right now and said they're bailing out Citadel, there would be a fucking riot.
Duh. Of course there would be, but I guarantee you, behind closed doors, that's what's happening.
You might be right, but that's where the shutdown comes in. That's what we've been talking
Right.
about. The shutdown. That's the way they stop this whole thing is with a shutdown.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But at the
so
same
you
time, we got fucking 6 million people that are gonna be even more pissed off. But that's a lot better than 300 million people, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
so
So
you
where do you think this stock gonna go? In your
Where do I
opinion?
think it's gonna go up?
Yep. Do you think
Uh,
it's gonna go up at all, or you think it's going down?
I don't think it's gonna go down, bro. I really don't. You know what I'm saying? The only way that, like we just talked about, the only way that it will go down and is because the government's involved, dude. And like, I think they got themselves in a hole so big that that's why I think like the SEC and all that shit's fucking taking low cover on this shit, dude. Because I think it is. I think honestly think it's bigger than anything anybody ever even thinks of. But that's why I think the government's backing them. And like, if this shit actually did happen, say it fucking squoze to a fucking 1,000, you know what I'm saying? Like, I
So
think
you
our whole entire financial fucking our economy, dude, is gonna fucking
exactly, bro.
besides the 4 billion
Exactly.
people that invest.
Exactly. They can't afford. You see what Jay Rob said. What's your name? Oh, Scotty. You see Jay Rob said this thing won't get past 50. What you say about that?
I think it's gonna get past 50.
So you an investor in it then, right?
Yeah, I am an investor in it for
Where,
sure.
where did you get your position? What's your average position price?
I'll be honest, bro. You wanna hear? All right, you wanna hear some shit?
Go ahead.
You wanna hear some shit? I'll tell you some shit, bro.
Talk your shit.
All right, bro. So I got into the AMC when it was at $10, right? I sold that shit the day before it closed to $70.
It happens.
You did?
That's fucked
I
up,
swear
bro.
to God, I did, bro. I was in Vegas the whole weekend, bro, getting turned up and shit, dude, and I didn't realize I'd get back to a fucking Monday where the market wasn't even open, bro.
That's why you don't want to sell your shit, right? That's why you don't want to sell yours, right?
I'm the type that shit would happen to. I would sell that shit.
That shit that happened to us before too.
Wow.
Yeah.
I know that feeling, bro. I know that feeling.
Everything, for real. But then my house burned down and shit, right? So I got a
Wow.
big ass check, dude, for like 24,000 from my personal property. So I dumped that bitch in there.
Oh man, look. How much do you buy in for? What was your buy-in price of that 24,000?
I'm averaged out of like 49.
Oh,
damn, bro. Man. You know, see, it's motherfuckers like y'all. Well, I hope I'm wrong, bro. I swear.
Man. I swear to God, dude.
You know, if it do squeeze, I won't even be mad. I want y'all motherfuckers to come on and talk dirty to me.
That man. Hell,
Hey,
if this happens, I'm coming to see you, motherfuckers. We going out. We going out this trip.
Hey, that's what's up, baby. That's what's up.
Yeah. I need some, man. I want y'all to get that shit,
bro.
man.
I swear. Yeah. See, it's gonna be hard. I be hating talking that shit because I like some apes, bro. I like y'all.
Yeah.
Go ahead, talk y'all shit. Go ahead, finish. Go ahead.
Who, me?
Well, like, I was just gonna tell you, man. Like, look, there's a difference between me putting like $2,000 and that's recoverable. You understand what I'm saying? Putting $24,000, all your eggs in one basket.
Damn.
You shouldn't do that ever, man. You got to diversify some, man.
I feel that, and I am a the only reason I got that house is because of the stock market. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
All my conviction and everything that I've read and I've done and how the charts are set up right now. The only thing that I could see, and I said it in the very beginning when I first did this shit, the only way this shit won't happen is because it's so fucking, they dig themselves such a hole that this goddamn fucking government's gonna fucking not let it happen. Because they know.
See, that's the shit that scared me about it, bro.
Yeah.
But go ahead.
Yep.
Well, the DGACF, if we use that as like the only real example of something like this happened in the past, they'll delist it. Which means you'll still be able to sell it for a certain time period, but it'll just be off the market. You understand what I'm saying? But you won't be able to buy it.
I wonder why D-Gas wasn't on the thing, because U-Gas is on there, but D-Gas, because that's all natural gas. That was short natural gas. Mm-hmm. That's what D-Gas was.
Yeah, and like, look, if you're really looking for long term, I mean, really weed and water. You know,
weed.
Yeah.
I made a
solar
killing off solar energy. That's how I bought my house, bro. I swear.
Solar energy is another good.
Solar energy. How long you been trading, bro?
I've only been trading, really, dude, for like 3.5 years, man. And then I my first trade that I ever did, dude, I put like $2,000 in it, when like 3 or 4 years ago into Solar Edge, and that's how I came up with my down payment and all that shit with my house.
Yeah, that shit
Damn.
bought
I
out.
bought it at like $36.99 a share, right? And it fucking when I sold it, it was at like $230
Yeah,
a share.
I
Oh,
remember
that's
that.
nice.
I
Damn,
remember
boy.
that.
Another one,
That's a
Enphase
hey.
Energy. Hey,
Yeah.
That's good shit, bro.
for real. And then there was another one called Enphase Energy. But at the time, I didn't really know what I was doing and shit. So I seen the solar energy was trading for like $34.99. So I was like, oh, that's got to be better, right? But fucking Enphase Energy was trading at $3 a share at that time.
Mm.
So if I were to put that amount of money that I put into Solar Edge into the little guy, that little guy's trading at $187 a share right now.
Damn,
Oh wow.
Damn, for real?
I swear to God,
damn.
bro. And right now, I want you to look at Sunrun and
Want me to pull it up right now?
yeah, look
Oh
at
shit.
What's the
Sunrun and
ticker? What's
Hey.
the ticker?
Sun.
Son,
That shit
we'll
ain't
start
good.
right there. It's cost. I only when I see Sun, it say Sunoco. You said it's Sun Run.
I think he cut out.
It's Run probably. Okay, I
Oh,
got
there
it.
he is.
He out. We lost him.
No, he's back.
Hey,
He's
y'all
back.
hear me?
Yeah, we
Yeah,
got
Okay,
yeah.
hold
you.
on. You said Sun Run, right, bro?
Y'all hear me?
Yeah,
Yeah,
we
we
got
hear
you.
you.
I can't hear y'all.
You
Oh, you
can't
can't
hear
hear us?
us.
Damn, I don't know what happened.
You can't
Try
hear us,
going out and
bro.
coming back in.
You
I
can't
don't
hear
know
us
if
to
y'all can
even.
hear me or not, dude. But
Yeah, we can hear
Sunrun,
you.
can
We
you hear
can
me?
hear you.
It's
But you don't
Run.
hear
Look up.
us.
Hold on,
I
let him
don't know,
talk.
bro. Run and Nova.
Hold on, here we go. That's it right there.
Sun Run.
Yeah. And Nova.
No.
Go to the
I
6 month.
Nova up too.
I'm gonna have to come back and watch this later so I can take notes on this shit.
There you go.
Yeah, the chart ain't that bad.
And then
Yeah.
you said Nova too, right?
What's the 52-week low? What's the 52-week high on that before you go?
Where the fuck is that shit at?
Hold on.
It's around 73.
35.79. Damn, 100. Yeah. So that bitch, 100 is 52-week high. 35.79 is the 52-week low. I mean, 52-week low. How's it?
Yeah, that ain't bad.
Nova.
Yeah, Nova then.
He made a play to get his crib, didn't he?
Yeah. No, that's what I'm saying. It's when we talk, you guys talked about Trey taking $8,000 and making it $1 million. It's not impossible. You understand what I'm saying?
Oh
Like
no,
this guy,
absolutely not. Absolutely not.
especially if you get, you get 2 or 3 big ones like this guy had, and all of a sudden you're sitting pretty close to $1 million.
Hell yeah, you
So
hold.
yeah.
What's 52-week high on that motherfucker?
57.70 and the 52-week low is 18.82. What's up with Scotty? Hold on. Oh, we gotta add
Yes.
him back. Here you
I
go,
can hear
Scotty. You
y'all
back
now.
in.
I
You can
bet.
hear
I
us
can hear
now.
y'all now.
Everything good?
Yeah, everything good now, bro.
All right, here we go. We're gonna go back to your first one. You see the screen that we put them on there?
Mm-hmm.
There you go, right here with the sun run.
Yeah, I watched that bitch push 100.
Yeah, we
Oh
saw that
wow.
was the 52-week high.
Did you sell at 100 or did you just not? Were you not
Nah,
invested?
I still have positions in that shit. Cause I
Oh.
think because from what I understand, it has to do with photoelectric energy, and it's like converters that take the solar energy and turns it into, you know what I'm saying, whatever it needs to be.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why I fuck with that shit, dude. But I feel like because those ones are still pretty low, bro, and I've never gone wrong with that shit. So I believe, you know what I'm saying, in the next couple years and shit, bro, that bitch is gonna fucking jump, bro.
Yeah, especially with
That's
all
what's
the
up.
push for climate change and stuff like that.
You know what I'm
That's
saying? Like,
yeah.
Yeah.
I think
But
so. That's my own opinion. You know what I'm saying? That's where a lot of my money is going if this shit actually fucking happens.
yeah, they just built a bunch of solar panels up here.
Did
So
they?
And you be
Good.
seeing all
I don't know
them
what country.
windmills. You be seeing all. I know
Yeah.
where we at. It's a lot of
Yeah.
those windmills. So you already
Yeah.
see where this shit going. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah.
I would like to know some of the stocks that have to do with the wind energy, to be honest.
I had looked those up before. I think I had some. I wonder can I find them real quick. I know I had some.
That'd be kind of interesting to know.
Yeah.
Let me try to find it while we on here. Y'all can keep on talking. I'm gonna see if I can find it, and I'll let y'all know. Y'all can keep on talking. See what y'all got to
What's
say.
y'all top? What's y'all's top weed stock though?
You know, I haven't sat down and done enough research to really pick out one yet. Like I said, I've just been kind of waiting for this to play out and have some ideas in my head. And there's some research I did from the past that I'm going to kind of bring up here. Um, but I think, don't put all your eggs in one basket with one weed stock. I think it's best to diversify
No,
through a
you have
couple.
to diversify the market always.
Yeah, yeah. So, I guess Sundial was one, but the thing about it is you got to be real long on weed stocks because Biden ain't making
Yeah.
weed legal anytime soon. So we're
Right.
gonna have to wait for the next presidency before it becomes federally legal. More states keep
Hey,
doing it, that's fine, but it's a slow process. Once it gets federal, then that'll change everything.
hey,
Yeah,
this one of bot
definitely.
plays. We had to throw a bot up there. Hey,
All
hey,
right.
tell us what this about, bot.
Damn, that bitch ran up today.
Oh,
This
okay, yeah.
something else for y'all. Bot put it up in there. Hey, any of y'all got plays y'all like? Put that shit in the chat. You know what I'm saying?
Put it up there. Go to the 6 month chart. See what that motherfucker looking like.
And y'all, I'm sorry for interrupting y'all. Y'all can go back to what y'all was doing. I was just
Damn,
trying to
that
talk and
bitch
say
shot
something
up.
to him.
Yeah, that went real up.
That bitch shot the fuck up.
Why is
Yeah,
it going
so
down now? Down though now.
Yeah.
hey, but talk about it. Tell us about it. Tell us about it. Tell us
What's the
about it in the
volume on
chat.
that? What's the volume on
I
that?
think that just about just put something up right there. Hold on, I'm about to go back to it. 62 million average volume 21. So shit, the
21.
volume there is over. I don't know. Motherfuckers might be getting excited about it. I don't know.
Yeah, that
I don't
motherfucker
know
went
shit
up and
about
all
it.
the way down. That bitch was a pump and dumper right there, though. That kind of scares me a
Yeah,
little bit.
it
I
does.
mean, but look at the one over there by January. I guess it does that. I guess that motherfucker just
What you talking
shoot
about
up.
right
This is
here
a
where
stock.
it had popped a little
Yeah,
bit right
right
there?
there. This is a stock that when it go up, you better sell that motherfucker.
But
Yeah, I
one of
feel
them
like
times
that.
that bitch might go. It just depends on what it is. I don't
It
know what it's
could.
about
Shit,
or
I'm
nothing.
not
You know
taking
what
my
I'm saying?
We
I'm
need
not taking my
more.
chances.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
need
but for
more of
three
a. That
for
chart
383.
that
Oh,
chart doesn't really give you a good technical analysis of what's going on. You know what I'm saying?
Hell yeah.
Like
well, the thing I
you
look
can't read no like
The
cut
candles or none of
no
that shit,
fucking
huh?
shit like that. You know what I'm
The
saying?
candles. You talking about like one of them charts with the red candles and all that shit, huh?
Yeah, the candle chart.
Yeah.
That way you can you know what I'm saying. You can set you know what I'm saying. You have your support. You have your resistance. You know what I'm saying? And you know what you can base a kind of you obviously it's a stock market, you're never gonna know what the fuck's gonna happen type shit, you know what I'm saying? But at least you can base it where it's bouncing back and forth, and if it has a good consolidation between a certain price, and that's when you'll be able to really know like what's really going on with that shit.
and
Hey,
it's a
so
low buy-in price too.
he
It's a
said
low buy-in price.
MLAC is a tech company dealing with metals. They do solar. You fuck ain't you kind of fucking with the solar, Scotty? Ain't that what your
What
shit
up?
kind of is about? Because he said it's with the solar. Is that the sun and stuff? The run that ain't got nothing to do with solar. It's some kind of energy though, right?
Yeah, it's gotta be, bro.
Exploration 5G. Oh, 5G and 6G. Hey, that motherfucker might not be bad though. 6G too. We ain't even got fully into 5G. Damn. It's a balancing act for instance this week. Yeah, let it go down. You back cool, Scotty?
That shit definitely solar. I don't know who was saying anything about that, but yeah,
It's balancing act for
it's
instance this
definitely
week.
solar. The same thing happened. I don't know what
Yeah, let it
happened,
go
but
down.
Sunrun obviously has to do with solar energy because it has Sunrun in it. And if you go to the description of what Sunrun is, it says that it's the manufacturer of like certain pieces and shit like that for solar energy to connect with each other and shit like that. You know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna go back to that one. We will. You say go. You see, hold on. We'll go back to that.
But I can't hear y'all again though. I appreciate y'all.
All
Let me
right,
Hey,
come
good
in.
good.
talking to you, man.
Bet.
All right,
Hey,
thanks,
come
man. Good
back
luck,
through.
man.
Hey, come back through, Scotty. Come back through.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
Let us
come back to.
know.
Hey, subscribe to that shit too, man.
Hey, so Scotty, come back through, Scotty. You can tell his phone fucking up because look, it's froze.
Yeah.
This shit
Man,
Yeah.
good
fucked
Scott,
up.
good stuff, Scotty. Man,
Yeah,
good
I like
talking to you.
Scotty. Scotty,
Yeah, I
yeah,
like
he had
Scotty
some nice
too.
plays.
You got that long hair. I got hair envy. I'm going bald.
Yeah.
Hey, Scotty, when we get this
Hey,
money, you're gonna cut me off some
we
of your hairs, make a wig. I'm gonna make a hairpiece out that shit like Trump.
we got the dopest chat, man. Motherfuckers like talking their shit. But go ahead.
Yeah.
You got something else? Go ahead.
Well, I was gonna say about IPOs, like, what I look for in an IPO is a very low price to start with, and there's different type of IPOs. There's secondary offerings. Um, there's sometimes it's just to raise capital. Like, if a company's in trouble, this is another way to loot the stock, kind of. What I look for though is like newer companies open up that have a small buy-in price, usually under $15. 15 is pushing it, usually up under 10. But when it opens, this is the thing with the smaller price ones. When they open, they usually shoot up real quick. But you got to know the time and the date they're opening on, and you got to be there for like that first hour. And you can make a quick buck doing that. So, but I wouldn't say put a lot of money into it. Now, when I talk about doing trades, I'm talking about for a couple $100s, $2,000 or less. Let's say, you know what I'm saying? That's kind of my price range right now for putting. The most I would put in anything is $2,000. Um, but IPOs like Robinhood is coming out, where Robinhood is $38 to $42. To me, with all the bullshit that's been going on, it's way overvalued. Every one that I've kept an eye on for the most part, that's up in the higher number range, it's usually a company that's already established or has a stock price. Robinhood is a little different because it's a stock market maker, I guess, or whatever. Or sorry, I can't think of the word right now, but and they've had a lot of bullshit going on, so I think that's going to go down right away just because people are hating on it so much. But I think in the long term, that'll be a good stock to buy into, I guess, if you're into that type of stock.
So you want
Because
to buy Robinhood when it IPOs? That's what you're trying to do
no, I'm
next.
saying
I think you
unless
said
they're
after it pulled back after the
After they
IPO
pull
or
back,
something. Huh?
yeah, after they pull
yeah,
back,
that's
because like
possible. Yeah,
because there's so much hate against Robinhood and people out there just hating on it. I don't think it's going to do as well as, and like I said, it really doesn't matter with the retail traders. It matters with that kind of stock, with what the big fish think. So with the problems they've had when they did the GameStop and they shut down and all that shit, it's tough to tell really what's going to happen. I think you're better off waiting to see how far it drops, maybe buying in a little
yeah,
bit then and
yeah.
holding on to it
I
for
ain't
like,
fucking with it when the first IPO. I
yeah,
won't fuck with
like,
that.
look, some of my stuff I want to talk about is like holding for like 4 or 5 years or
Uh
a
huh.
couple of years. You know what I'm saying? Like, because you can get in cheap right now. Like, and let me see. Let's see. Sometimes I'll just kind of read where when a company starts. When I put let's see. So, a good price for okay. So I pretty much covered all that. But like, the way I look at it, it doesn't matter what the company is necessarily. It matters what the offering price is up, because the way the retail traders work it now, they'll pump that shit up for at least a minute, and you just got to be quick on your buttons. You know what I mean? Like, that's the only thing.
Yeah.
I did it with InfoBird. It shot up to like almost over 100%, I think, in like 30 minutes, and then it dropped back down to right where it was supposed to be at, where it was offered at, and it went down below that a little bit. And now it's kind of holding steady.
What's the
But
price at for it now?
I think it's like 383 or something like that.
383.
Yeah, 380. I mean, I'm probably just saying that, but it's around $3 to $4, somewhere around there. It's
Okay.
not that high. But when I bought
Not that
into
high.
it, it was like $4, shot up to like $8, $9 or something like that, maybe $12. I can't remember. And then it started, but it kept halting. So when it came back from a halt, it started dropping, and I said, well, that's just a little drop. Let's see what happens. And then it dropped again, and I got out about with like 40-50%. But I only had like $200 in it. You understand?
Ain't bad.
So yeah. So I mean, like, it wasn't bad, and that's what I would say with IPOs when it comes to that. If you're just wanting to gamble a couple $100 on a quick buck, IPOs, low priced IPOs are usually kind of the way to go. I feel like
You see
if
a
it's
low
a higher
price.
yeah, if it's higher price, if it's like 15, 20 or above, it's tough to tell how it's gonna go. Certain ones, like, was that Bumble that started offered a while ago. It went up to like $80 or something, but I think it's dropped back down.
Yeah. Okay. I know you're talking about.
Yeah. And the other thing, this is kind of like, it was kind of a meme stock. It was a fake meme stock. It's when they tried to pump up. But I told you guys earlier, I watch wrestling. and I follow basically everything that happens in there. Well, WWE is kind of making the steps towards being sold to a bigger competitor. They recently shut down their network and are streaming off of Peacock now. There's a new CEO of the company who's made a lot of moves. He's cut a lot of talent. He's cut a lot of office people. There's been a lot of movement around, which is
Mhm.
usually the signs of a company selling. So WWE sits around $45 to $50 right now. I didn't check it today, but yesterday that was where it was at. Comcast. Now we was talking about earlier. I thought Netflix was way overvalued, and I think that's going to come down. Netflix is around $531 a share last time I checked.
Yeah,
Comcast is between
like 40.
55 and 60,
Yeah,
and
like
Disney
60.
Plus is like 190, right? Um,
Yeah,
what price is it opening? Which one is he talking about? 30 to 40. Yeah.
he's talking about
Yeah.
Robin Hood. He's talking about
He
Robin
said
Hood.
he be
38 to
buying
42.
Robin Hood.
38 to 42. 38 to 42.
Hmm.
But like it could take off. I'm not saying it won't. I'm just saying the higher the price is in an initial offering, the more risky I feel like it is. And if you don't have a lot of money to work with, you're going to get 4 shares, 5 shares for like 200, $300. You know what I'm saying? Like, or you're gonna get something that you can get a lot more shares in
Yeah.
and everything. So it's a risk. But WWE, so they're setting up for a sale, and probably to NBC, but there's been talk about Disney Plus too. So what'll happen is if that ends up selling, and this is like a year or two long. They've been starting to make the moves now, I think, for it. And I think within the next year or two, you'll hear something. So if you got like $2,000 that you don't mind losing, and I doubt you'll lose it because WWE is not going bankrupt. The stock was at like $80 for a long time. Netflix is 511. So yeah. Um.
When was the last time it was at $80?
Oh, last year sometime.
Last year.
Yeah, last year. But they've kind of petered out, uh, down to like 40, $45 somewhere in there. They've tried to make a fake play on it in the meme stock thing and saying WWE was a meme stock, which it wasn't. But that doesn't mean it's not a good investment in the future because they're going to end up selling, I feel, at some point. And when they do, their stock price will go up. So what happens? I looked into what happens when there's a merger. Is usually leading up to the merger, like Comcast will go down, or Disney will go down a little bit, and WWE will go up, and they'll either merge those shares into the company, or they'll just when it finally sells, they'll just give you the cash value of your shares. So there's not like if they sell out and you're holding shares, you're not going to lose all your money on it. So if you get like $2,000 to spend, and I hate Vince McMahon, by the way, I think he's a terrible person. I don't like giving him money, but if you're looking for a play that potentially in the long term you want to, I wouldn't say if you have $200 it's worth the time of holding, but if you have like $2,000 to throw into it, I would say like do it if you're willing to hold it for like a year or two and see what happens, and I think it'll go up.
Hmm.
I don't know how much. It depends on who buys them. If Disney buys them, that stock price, if they end up merging instead of selling the cash shares, that stock price will shoot up from 45, $50 to 100, $200.
Do
And if
you think that the UFC has taken away from the WWE as
oh,
far as
most
its
definitely,
audience?
most definitely, but there's more. It's UFC and WWE fans kind of go hand in hand as much as like there's this idea that all they hate each other. Yeah, there's a certain cult following for everything that hates everybody else. But I think most people like Brock Lesnar was one of the biggest stars in the UFC. Well, why was that? Because he was in the WWE forever. You understand what I'm saying? So like, and WWE, as much as people want to hate on to him, I mean, who's the biggest movie star in the world right now?
Probably The Rock, and John Cena is up there. He's up there too.
John Cena's going up there. Batista, you know what I'm saying? Like, they've
Uh-huh.
had this thing. Yeah, so they've had this thing where they made direct to whatever movies and whatever. So like the Miz has been in movies. They haven't really like sold all that well, but with the Marvel universe and whatever, I could see Disney trying to make a play for them, and they'd have action stars at hand that they could just throw into these roles. You understand what I'm saying? WWE has hundreds of wrestlers on contract right now. Plus, competition makes everything better. AEW has recently started up and been on TNT and stuff. Um, if you know anything about the history of WWE, once they have some competition, that's really when they kick shit into gear.
Yeah.
And they've grown. They might not do the numbers in the US that they did anymore, but they worldwide are bigger than ever they have ever been. And so there's a lot of people that shit on WWE saying, "Oh, it's a dying business" and blah blah blah. but in India they're big, and England they're big. Like, so they have like a worldwide, and they just keep growing every day.
So you don't think that not only UFC, but what about the? I'm seeing a more influx of celebrity boxing matches, and shit like that.
Yeah.
The the entertainment when it comes to those kind of things is starting to change a little bit. And I'm just wondering, does WWE have the fortitude to, or are they leading the curve at this point when it comes to like entertainment? All these matches and everything.
Well,
Because
they always are going to have their certain like, I've been a wrestling fan my whole life, you know what I mean? Like, so they're always going to have a certain core following at this point, no matter what. Wrestling overall is just going to have a certain core following. It does get less and less in the US a little bit every year, with, like you said, UFC really was the thing that really, I believe, started to hurt them, and then they make a shitty product. That doesn't help either, you know what I mean? Like, if you try watching WWE shows, for the most part, they're terrible lately. So that doesn't help, but it would be farce for Disney to buy and destroy W. I agree, but the boxing thing is a little different. Boxing's always kind of,
Man, that Ocho Cinco was dope. Go ahead.
Oh yeah, what was that Nate Robinson one? He got knocked the fuck out.
Oh man, he got put on his man.
Yeah.
Woo.
But boxing,
that was crazy.
Look, there's only like a hand. Like, Floyd Mayweather is really the last great boxer that's going to draw on a huge gate. I don't see, because the problem with boxing is there's too many companies, and there's too many belts, and there's too much dilution to it, and there's no real regulation on it. And UFC, you know what you're getting, and it's regulated, and you don't just get a championship fight most of the time. The guys know how to push personalities. A lot of them go into wrestling. Ronda Rousey went into wrestling. Boxing, you don't see that as much. And the celebrity boxing has taken off because people like to see personalities battle. And not too many boxers have the personality that a UFC fighter does or a wrestler does. So, as much as people want to hate on the celebrity boxing and everything, it's actually kind of saving the industry. Because who else is drawing numbers now?
I agree.
As much you can hate Logan Paul and Jake Paul you want. I think they're terrible people. But they make money. The
they cool. I don't hate them. I don't mind them. They cool to me. Shit, it's interesting. I wanted to see that shit.
Shit, I think they brought it a little bit, but when they did that Japanese forest suicide shit, that was a little bit too much for me.
Who?
One of them went in the forest. Yeah, this is years ago, a couple years ago.
I just watched their fighting. I never saw their videos. I only seen the fight.
Yeah, I don't. They pop up, and it seems like they've kind of grown up a little bit, but they're still kind of scummy people in the end, you know what I mean? Like, but I'll give them credit, like Jake more than Logan. Jake has some potential as a fighter, really. You understand what I'm saying? Like, he's about that. You could tell he trains. He might not be like a pro, but for what he's doing, it's good, and he might be able to go toe to toe with a pro sooner or later. You know what I mean? Like a real pro.
Yeah.
So,
he's fighting that dude Tyron Woodley. Ain't that his name?
UFC dude.
Yeah, UFC dude. Yeah, he's fighting.
Yeah. I mean, he just knocked out that Ben Askren, who was a UFC dude, right?
Or was he?
UFC dude too.
Yeah. Was he as good as Woodley?
What's that?
Was he as good as Woodley?
They're kind of at the same kind of level, and Woodley's older now, and like, he's not. I don't think he's active in UFC anymore. I think he's kind of retired. But Askren was retired, but there'll be enough people, like, even if Jake Paul or Logan Paul gets knocked out, that doesn't mean they're not going to sell out the next fight to see somebody. There's enough people that hate them that will pay to see them get knocked out again and again and again and again.
Yeah.
So, and the thing they're doing, like the celebrity boxing, there's no real weight classes to it, so sometimes they're fighting people that are like, who was it Logan just fought? Oh shit, who did Logan Paul just fight?
What did he fight? Fight August 29th.
He fought Mayweather. I thought Mayweather.
Yeah, he fought Mayweather, yeah. But Logan Paul outweighs Mayweather by like 30-40 pounds, right?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so there's no real weight classes. It's more a spectacle than anything. But there hasn't really been spectacle. Floyd's kind of the last guy to do spectacle. There's no more Muhammad Ali's. There's no more George Foreman's. There's no more Joe Frazier's. They just don't exist. Was it the Russian brothers there? They were on top for a while, but they're the most boring cheddar motherfuckers.
Klitschko's.
Yeah, the Klitschko's. Like, their fights are boring. They're boring. You know what I mean? For the most part. Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder. That's another fight that will sell really well.
Yeah,
And
big
that's
time.
coming up again, I think. So, um, this it's just like anything. It's based on what kind of personalities you want. But I don't think boxing affects WWE as much as UFC does, and they kind of have a working relationship with each other at this point. UFC and WWE.
Don't
UFC pay per views usually run on Saturday nights. WWE usually runs on Sunday, I believe.
Sundays. Yeah.
Yeah, and like I said, there's a lot of I wouldn't be surprised to see Conor McGregor show up in a wrestling company someday.
That's possible. I can see that.
Yeah, so I
The
mean,
only thing is about WWE, because I was big on wrestling too growing up,
mm,
and for me, how many in my day when I was watching it, I knew all the wrestlers, the Macho
Yeah.
Man, Randy Savages, the Hulk Hogan's,
I saw Hogan and Flair in Bangor, Maine live.
for real.
Yeah, I was at the
Damn.
Jeff Hardy. So did you ever watch the Undertaker and Jeff Hardy ladder match?
I ain't see that one.
That was on Raw. It was on Raw like some years ago. It was supposed to be like a classic. I was at that live. Poison was in the skybox above us, and me and Brett Michaels got to talk back and forth for a couple of minutes. But for me, I was in the cheap seats. It came across as terrible to me when I was there. Like wrestling live, wrestling is totally a TV product. I appreciate the crowds and the noise they make. That's part of the fun of it. It's kind of like the Rocky Horror Picture Show, where everybody knows what to say at what time and what chance to make and all that shit. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like it's very cult like. So it can be fun watching on TV. As far as going to it live, I mean, I went to live shows when I was younger. I don't think I'd ever go live again because it could just see, like, I have always known it's fake, even when I was a kid. But
I
like
didn't.
oh yeah, no, like
I believe that shit. But once I found out it was fake, I
yeah.
stopped watching that shit, man.
nah, my
I
grandfather
still watch
watched
that shit,
Yeah, I still watch it too.
but I just don't see any wrestlers like Macho Man. I don't see a real bad guy in wrestling to where he's like a star. Like Macho Man Randy Savage was a household name.
Yeah, but how
You know,
long did
it-
it take him to get to
Hell
that?
yeah, Bot.
You say what?
Ryan Garcia versus Tank. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I don't know about that one.
Yeah, the thing is like WWE is kind of so since The Rock and Stone Cold got bigger than the company, WWE has kind of pulled back on making stars and made it more about and it made it more about the brand than the people in the brand. Like I like to root for individuals, and they're just like, they started doing this shit about everybody. It's a dream to be in the WWE, and they got to let you know how awesome it is to be here in the WWE, and the AEW does the same sort of shit. But I think somebody else buying the company would be the best thing to happen for wrestling, because I don't think like NBC or Disney cares if certain people become bigger than the company, because they will still own the rights to them and still be able to use them in movies and shit. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So there's kind of, I don't want to say a renaissance of wrestling coming up, but AEW has created competition, which creates interest for everybody. There's a lot of great young talent out there. There's on both sides. WWE has their talent that's good. They have NXT with a lot of great guys, Karrion Kross. Braun Strowman just got released from WWE not too long ago. I heard, I wouldn't be surprised if he ended up in AEW. He's a big guy. He's, Roman Reigns is kind of starting to get the bigger star status in the WWE, becoming the new John Cena. But you're right, there's no singular guy anymore. John Cena was kind of the last one that was like a singular guy that came out as a big star. But that doesn't mean it won't change, and it doesn't mean AEW doesn't have people that won't take that mantle and run with it. And I actually heard today, who Daniel Bryan is? He signed with AEW, I guess. Which is good. And I know like everybody in the chat is probably like, fucking wrestling talk, who cares? But like I said, this was more about the future of the WWE price going up, and I think no matter who they sell to, the price will go up. And usually too, when the acquisition happens,
who's buying the WWE?
Nobody.
either NBC or Disney Plus. Or Disney, I should say. That's been the talk for the last couple of years, they've kind of made some moves to, like, they put a new CEO in, they cut a bunch of office staff, they cut a bunch of on-air talent, and more than normal. You know what I mean? Like, they've got like a significant portion of their roster down. So it tells me that something's getting ready to happen.
They're supposed to have a John Cena week this week, I think.
Yeah, he came back this week. So,
yeah, he came back. Yeah.
Yeah, he's come back to fight Roman Reigns at SummerSlam and stuff. So, and he's got the Suicide Squad movie coming out.
Yeah.
He's gonna, he's gonna be less and less around, but like The Rock, he'll come back every once in a while to help everybody. I think Goldberg just came back too, but who gives a fuck about Goldberg anymore? Like guy's like 60, almost 50 something years old, almost 60 something years old. It's not
See,
the
that's the
same.
thing, though. That's
Oh, your mic cut out, Marco.
oh, can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, that's the thing that kind of worries me about WWE is that they don't have the stars that they used to have. They're thinking too much about the brand and not the individual person. And when you're always thinking about the brand and not the individual person, a lot of times that company kind of fails. I think that at this point they have to get a new star. They have to get another Hulk Hogan. They have to get another John Cena, another Rock.
Well,
They have to get that.
I think that's where the like an acquisition would come in big because you'll see those guys in movies. You'll see a lot of WWE guys in movies more. I mean, the guys know how to act. A lot of them. That's. I mean, a lot of them can shoot off the cuff and stuff like that. But mostly WWE is heavily scripted. And yeah, they put out terrible shit. But most of the guys know how to act. They have a really good look to them. Like Drew McIntyre. If you look at him, he looks like a star. They treat him like shit, but he looks like a star. Bobby Lashley looks like a star. You know what I mean? Like there's also, and like I said, The Rock, Batista, John Cena, anybody that's got like that body, that build, and that charisma, they're gonna do okay in Hollywood. You understand what I'm saying? So,
But Macho Man was a star before. Movies didn't blow Macho Man up.
well, that
It,
was a different era though too. Like everybody, that was before the secret was out of the bag about wrestling being fake and all this shit. You know what I mean? Like, and back in those days, you only had like 10 TV channels. So when wrestling was on, it was like one of 10 to 20 things you could like pick out. You know what I mean? Like when WrestleMania started, there wasn't that many cable channels. You understand what I'm saying? Like, every Saturday, it was like WWE was the Saturday morning cartoons that, you know what I mean? Like that's so it's a different era. What happens more now is that individuals get Twitter followings and shit like that. And so there's a lot of money floating around. It's not as much as it used to be. Everything's kind of been in a downward trend for a while, but I think it's a back upward trend. And AEW creating competition and being able to make some new stars. Like they have a bunch of young guys that are really learning. And I like when I watch wrestling, the big WrestleManias and stuff like that are okay. I like to see people learn and develop. So I'll watch they have 2 YouTube shows for AEW that I'll watch, which a lot of the young guys come on. And you get to see them grow. MLW is another one I watch online. New Japan, like ROH, those type of promotions. I tend to be more about cheering on the little guy and seeing him grow and everything. But there's a lot of people with potential, and with the right direction and everything like that. If wrestling's always going to be a niche audience, but the thing is Ric Flair, Hulk Hogan, they all became household names. And honestly, if you look at the way the world works, it's all professional wrestling now. Politics, all the shit is professional
All that
wrestling.
shit fake. Yeah,
All
that's
that
true.
shit's fake. You know what I'm saying? So
Exactly.
like everybody that wants to shit on professional wrestlers, well, they seem to sure take a lot of traits from that shit. So it's and
that's
I like,
crazy.
yeah. So
AEW is fucking trending. This motherfucker #1 today. That's
oh yeah,
fucking
no, it's
crazy.
every week they do though because it's Wednesday night. I think their show's on right now.
Oh, okay.
But
Damn, them motherfuckers #1 trending.
yeah, and then the announcement of Daniel Bryan's side and CM Punk's talking about coming back. Which
What Punk? What on MTV?
no, CM Punk. He used to be a wrestler for WWE. He left.
Oh, I don't know what the fuck that is.
Yeah. He was John Cena's probably like biggest rival, Edge and CM Punk or whatever. But CM Punk was getting to that big star status, and he just got kind of burnt out on the business and stuff. So he hates the way WWE works. He hates the corporate structure. There's talks of him about coming back, but probably landing in AEW. So WWE has some competition, but the thing about WWE is they're worldwide. They've got their hands in a lot of different pockets. They know how to make money. They don't care about the ratings and stuff. They know how to make money off merchandise. And if NBC or Disney ends up buying them, especially Disney, if Disney with all the Marvel movies and shit, I mean, some of these guys look like superheroes. Just like some guys are like 6'6" and jacked and all muscles. They make good stars for the screen, and they have some acting ability. So There's a lot of potential in the people in the company, but like I said, if I didn't think the company was selling, I would say no, they're probably on the downward trend. But if they sell, I think that'll be the best thing to happen to them. And then Vince McMahon is getting older; he's out of touch. Once he passes the baton down to whoever, we'll see what happens then. But as far as like an investment for the next 2 years, just because of the sale
Hmm.
itself, I think it's a good investment.
Yeah, I can see that being sold one day.
So WWE is on the market.
No, but
There's
he's
been
thinking that it's gonna be though.
Oh,
Well, there's been rumors for the last year or two that it's been up. They're gonna
doing the
sell,
IPO.
and look, they no, they're already on the market.
Oh, I didn't.
Yeah,
What's the ticker? WWE.
WWE,
WWE. Yeah.
yeah, and
Damn, I didn't know that.
there's been a lot of talk about them selling the last couple of years. They had the WWE network, and they shut it down, and Peacock bought it, which is NBC. Um, so they're already making the moves to like. I think they'll probably end up with the NBC more than likely, which means
That's possible.
NBC stock will see a drop during the acquisition,
Yeah.
and then pop back up after the acquisition, and
Yeah,
probably
that's how
pop up
shit
a little
always
more.
happening too.
Yeah. I see
Yeah,
that.
so
Yeah, that would not be a bad play.
yeah, I mean, but you got to be in it for long if you're looking for like
Yeah.
a short term. Yeah, so it's like $50 right now. Let's see, what's the 52-week high on it?
70. It looked like if I'm lifting
Yeah,
them a
so
little. $70.72, 35.44
yeah,
for the low.
but I
It's
think
like
that was
kind of
because
sitting in the middle.
they kind of and like I said, with the sale getting ready to happen, I think it's a
That
good
bitch
play.
can go. It can bust past that 52-week high if it's gonna sell. If it's gonna really be
Yeah, that's what I'm
hella
thinking.
news for that. So I say that bitch might go to $90, $100 maybe.
It could, but I mean, Comcast is only at 55 themselves right now, 55, 60, but they will shoot up a little bit too. I think initially they'll shoot back up, and then they'll come back down to a little bit where they're at, or a little bit more, you know. But like Disney, I think is valued about right where it should be at, you know. But my version of value and everybody else's version of value is different. So, Disney is sitting around 190, I think. Yeah, that Walt Disney. 176. So, you know, I would say $200 for a shared Disney is not that bad. I don't know how much more growth they can possibly do. This is why I think Netflix is way overvalued.
I think this is.
I don't. I'm kind
Yo,
Oh, you
Mike
cut out,
fucked
Marco.
up, bro.
I'm back. Yeah, I'm a little skeptical on Disney at this point. They got too much political correctness shit going on over there. You can't really.
Yeah, but they've got long term. I mean, between Marvel and Star Wars alone, you know, that's fan bases that are never going away, no matter how crappy they are. I collected comics all my life too. I can tell you, what, no matter how crappy the comics get, there's always going to be a following, and especially because a lot of it's for kids, and it doesn't matter what the story ends up being or whatever. It matters that they're doing cool shit on screen, and the special effects and everything now makes it easier to make it appealing to kids. But I agree with the political correctness shit, but you can't control that. And look, guys, it's just the time we're going through. We've been through this before. Remember when they tried banning 2 Live Crew back in the 90s?
Yeah.
How did that go? No, I'm just saying, like, how did that go? You know, like, so we'll see. It's, you know, it's a different world nowadays. So we'll see what happens with it. Anything else happen on the? Oh,
So
sorry,
you
guys.
said you 50-50 on the squeeze, huh?
Yeah, but I mean, I've always been 50-50 on the squeeze. My thing is all the DD and stuff. Like I said, it doesn't really matter to me. It's the fact that they were too early. And when they open back up, I thought there would be a renaissance in the movie theaters. That's the thing I'm like really counting on, I guess, you know. And like I said, just because the short squeeze happened doesn't mean the company's not going to go bankrupt in the future. It easily will go bankrupt in the future, or could go bankrupt in the future. But that's been put off now for a while because of this meme craze.
So how long you think they can last, in your personal opinion? I know you don't know.
It depends on how much changing they're willing to do. It's impossible to predict, but I mean, like, it depends on if like there's so much unknown going in the future that it's really hard to tell. I think they bought themselves a year or two, you know, but and like 4 or 5 years, they'll be back in the same spot, probably 3 or 4 years.
Mm-hmm.
They've gained enough now already that. But like I said, the moves they're making to me is just they're acquiring more debt and everything. So I
So
wouldn't be
so that
surprised if they.
that might push them down even faster. Say they took, like you said, they taking some of that money. So you said they took some of that money about theaters, correct?
Yeah, they bought or leased more theaters, I guess.
So at
Like
least more
they.
theaters. I wonder how much did that cost. So that's taking off some of the money they could have been using to stay
Yeah,
afloat, right? And then you buying into a business on top of that.
yeah. But like I said, right now they're. I mean, like I know you guys are like everybody's going to lose their bags and everything. The way it's going to decline is going to be a slow decline, and
But
if it
see, but
goes up,
that's true. But the thing is, you smart enough to get out. But how many people? It's like you kind of unbiased. You trading this motherfucker just like a straight trader. You looking
Yep.
at it
yeah.
like a trade. You not emotionally attached to this stock. But how many
Well,
people are like
I
you?
used to be though till the movement got all fucking like crazy and culty, and Trey and Matt and these guys started coming out and making it, terrible and all this shit. When that all started happening, like I watched some of the videos in the beginning just to just see what they were saying and da da da. But really, I was just like, I did some research and I'm like, there's gonna be a renaissance when this opens back up of movie theaters and shit like that. And I know that companies are greedy like the hedge funds and they tried too early. That's the only thing that's really making this happen, is they tried to short it too early. And now it's just a battle of attrition of who's gonna run out of money first, who's gonna get more impatient first. So that's why like when the YouTube videos and shit, like shut the fuck up. What I mean? Like everybody that's talking about this and trying to every day, like, oh, it's green. Like, no, like yesterday, right, was a perfect example. It went up like 24%, but it was like a slow climb throughout the day.
Mm-hmm.
That's not what's gonna happen before it squeezes. You
That
understand? It's
bitch
gonna
gonna
be
be
like,
like it was like on June. That
Yeah.
motherfucker was just rolling up. Probably even more than that. But
well,
that
no,
motherfucker was
initially I'm
just
saying
rolling up.
before the squeeze happens, it'll probably see. I thought really when I thought the squeeze was gonna kind of happen was last week when it dropped like 13 to 15% a day or whatever it was. I was like, oh, because usually it drops before the squeeze happens and then it shoots up. So when it didn't shoot up in the next couple of days, I was like, okay, that was a false flag. When it goes up like 20% in a day, I don't really get that excited anymore because it really doesn't make a difference. It's either going to jump up and halt, like it's when this happens, it's not going to be like a 20% a day movement. It's going to be like 100, 200%, 300% day movement. You understand what I'm saying? Like it's not
Yeah.
going to be, you're going to know when the thing about it, the thing that's exhausting about it is you never know when it's going to happen. If it's going to happen, you never know when. There's no like real signs that besides it going down some first maybe. And even that, the DGAZF, I don't think that went down that much before it took off.
So
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 it's
say when the squeeze happened pre-market, are you gonna know pre-market? Like it'll be up $15,
It
$20
gotta be.
pre-market?
It gotta be.
uh, it, uh
It has to
I don't
be.
know. I don't know. It'll happen out of nowhere, guys. You know what I mean? Like I can't tell you if it's going to be pre-market or regular market or aftermarket.
A lot of
I
them
have.
things be pre-market or even after market or even after hours.
Mm,
A lot of times,
yeah.
GameStop
Oh,
was
you're
like
right.
that.
Yeah.
GameStop was like up $50 after hours.
Yeah. So it could be. Like it could.
And
It
then
could
what
be.
it led into the next day, obviously, then,
Yeah,
right?
and ran that bitch ran into the
Well,
next day.
once it happens, it'll go on for a couple days, maybe even a week or more,
Yeah,
because like it's and the thing about it is, there's so many retail investors. It's almost impossible to have like these big sell-offs like a normal squeeze would. Like you see the Volkswagen squeeze and it goes straight up and then it goes straight back down again. You know what I'm saying? Like,
That's like a
um,
pump and dump.
yeah, that's basically what this is. So this is when everybody talks about the fundamentals and the business of the blah 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 and all the other shit. All that doesn't matter. It becomes down to they tried too early, they got caught with their pants down. Now it's a battle of attrition, and who's going to give out first? That's it. Like if I know. Look, I know Citadel's the market maker, but they still get lends from money from other people. You know what I'm saying? Like they still get other banks that they owe money to.
Let's
Yeah, but retail ain't to be the one that pours millions into this to make the squeeze happen. It's going to have to be somebody else.
yeah.
You know what I'm
See,
saying? So,
that's what that dude said that was on there with Matt. That's what kind of made me wonder about that shit too, because he basically saying y'all got to keep money into this shit. Because just think about it. Say if they keep on selling this bitch down, y'all do got to counteract it with some buying. I
Yeah.
mean, it only kind of makes
yeah,
sense though.
but but I think it's gone on for so long. I don't think that matters as much. I mean, money matters. Like, I'm not saying it doesn't matter, but
And
like
then you're not even
the amount.
accounting for the manipulation, also.
Yeah, but the amount they're losing every day doing this too. You got to take that into account. You know what I mean? Like, it's been reported that they've lost like 44 billion in the last month or so, right? Or last month, whatever it was. They've lost a lot of money. It takes a lot of money to keep this down too, especially if you're making naked shares and all this shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, so just as much as like, I think I hate celebrating before we win. Like, I think there's too much celebrating going
Yeah.
on before we've done anything. This Ape Fest and all this shit. Yeah, yeah, retail has to buy up all those shares and they can't drag it up. That may be true. That may
Only
be
way the
true.
big whales can buy.
Big West can buy in is if they
Yeah,
issue more
that
shares,
might be
which they
true.
won't allow. Hey, retail has to buy up all the shares. They can't drag it out. I mean, yeah.
But I mean, like, how many, like, aren't all the shares sold? You understand what I'm saying? So we're just buying fake
Are
shares.
they? Like, they keep printing more shares.
Well, that's what I'm saying. These are naked shares. These are counterfeit shares that are
Yeah.
being bought right now. So if we've already bought all the shares, then, you know, like I said, it's gonna, to me at least, it's gonna come down to when the banks that have lent Citadel their money, which Citadel, yes, understand use their own money, but they have other banks that they answer to too. When they want their money, that's when it's gonna happen at this point. You understand what I'm saying? Like, and look, retail is keeping it afloat. You know, retail is keeping it within a certain range for the most part. You're right. A whale has to come in and buy a bunch, but you know, Elon Musk is, you know, I don't know.
Over 10 squeezes.
Oh yeah.
NC is the only stock that took mad long to squeeze.
Hmm.
There's million of shares available. There was a
It
huge
was his
sell off.
70,
Damn.
60,
Yeah.
and 50.
Damn, Bob. Talk to
Hey.
him then.
Yeah, no, you might be right. You know, you've got experience doing this for. I'm just going off of what I've studied in the history I've seen into it.
How long you been trading, Bob?
Yeah, how long you been trading for, bud? Because, like, look, hey, come on and tell us too, man. Don't be afraid to come on here and, you know, like.
Bob said he want to stay anonymous. He said he don't want to
Oh,
jump
okay.
on the thing. He
No, I
told me
hear you.
that on
I
the
hear you.
back end.
Yeah, yeah.
I've been,
So,
yeah, that's
but
why I said. I mean, the squeeze gotta. This motherfucker gotta happen soon.
yeah, no doubt,
It,
no
it's.
doubt.
It, I don't
It's
think. I just don't see it. I don't see if this bitch ain't held on by. If this still held down all the way to the end of the year, January.
I think if it hasn't happened by the end of the summer, that's it.
Yeah.
I think by September,
Yeah.
like August, September, sometime.
Yeah.
If it hasn't happened at that point, it's probably not going to happen. But what do I know? You know, like, this is all just speculation. We're all just guessing. I'm just saying this is what I look for when I'm looking at the squeeze. And then, like I said, my basic fundamental is they tried to short it too early, and now they have a couple years, so it's a battle of attrition at this point. And
You
we'll
think
see.
the majority of people will have 2 or 3 years of hold?
Oh no, dude. After, like, that's the other thing too, with all the clown show stuff going on around this and everything, it's turning a lot of people off. So a lot of people are in this to make a quick buck. A lot of people, this isn't about the movement or whatever, like this, like Matt and them. It's about a quick buck. You understand what I'm saying? Like, it's about, hey, can I make a quick dollar doing this? And there's other opportunities out in the market. This may be one of the better ones as far as like squeeze potential. And short
Yeah.
squeezes are kind of rare, really. You know what I mean? Like, they don't happen every day. More pump and dumps happen than short squeezes. Pump and dumps happen every day. And if you follow around what's going on, you can maybe keep track of them. But that takes a lot of work and effort too. You know? So that's why, like, when you talk about trading, I'm looking for stocks that are like $20 or under that have a potential to rise because I can afford more of the shares. And when they rise, I feel like maybe I'm wrong, but I'll make more percentage wise than I would if I was to, like, buy a fraction of a share of whatever, you know, Tesla or whatever. And Tesla's another one that's overvalued to me. But that's, you know, that's a whole nother story. And because Michael Burry came out recently and said he had shorted Tesla to a degree because he feels like they're going to go down because they don't really produce anything. How many Tesla cars have you actually seen in your face in your life? You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
they're not like killing it on the market, and eventually people are gonna. Oh yeah, no, he's right, just about. That's what we're trying to do here. We're trying to learn, so we appreciate anything you have to add to the conversation. Just about, I'm
Hell
learning.
yeah.
you know, like, hey, look, man, I want to make money too. I'm tired of being fucking broke.
Man,
I'm tired of
Hell
working all these
yeah.
fucking jobs. I'm ready to retire at this point. My
Oh
body's
yeah,
just had
me too,
enough. You
man.
know, I've been,
Shit, me and you
I
both.
made shoes for New Balance. I've plowed phone lines for Sprint. I worked in factories. I worked in construction.
man, bro. That first, I ain't
Yeah.
even read the whole thing, but that first sentence, you already got the millionaire mentality,
No.
baby. Let me read the
Yeah,
rest.
no. And that's kind of where I've gotten at too. You know, I
He
used to
said,
be
"I'd rather
partier
spend the
and
night learning than going
Yep.
out, because you
yeah,
know
Yep.
no
what? It's
doubt.
gonna pay off in the long term, bro."
Yep.
Yeah.
That's how I am.
Yeah. And YouTube, he's right. YouTube has free classes. I've been watching shit here and there. You know, like I don't have, because of my stuff going on, I don't have a lot of time sometimes to sit down for. I mean, lately it's been kind of slow because she hasn't had that many appointments and stuff like that. But next week it's going to pick back up, so I probably won't be able to do, like, if you guys want me to come back on for whatever, it'd have to be catching me at the right time or something like that.
But
But you know, I'm hoping I can get to the point where I earn enough money to get some breathing room,
Yeah.
get a place, like, you know, and then I can really like dive into the shit and make it my life and make it my job to like trade on the market where I can at least sustain myself, you know, and then maybe have to work a part-time job or something like that, or even not. It depends on what happens. You never know. Like you said, people get rich every day off some shit,
Yeah.
you know.
yep.
So, and you talked to the last guy who made a bunch of money from Scotty there that made a bunch
Run.
of
Yeah.
yeah. So I mean, it's not impossible, you know. It's not impossible to take $2,000 and turn it into $50,000 and turn
Yeah.
it into
That's
more and more
true.
and more, you know. So it happens every day, and people lose their ass every day. But I don't. I feel like the investments I want to make and why I want to take my time doing is because I don't want to put more than I can afford in there and lose my ass. I'd rather diversify. I'm not diversified right now because I'm waiting to see how this plays out. I don't have that
Yeah.
much money involved. But whatever I take out of this is when I start breaking. And like I said, it depends on how big it is. You know, if this thing ends up going to $500 and I end up cashing out like around 350 or whatever, yeah, then, yeah, you can earn 110K and the 50K, and then you just keep climbing. You know,
Keep on flipping, baby.
yeah. So like I look at a lot of, so you can't trade penny stocks in like Webull, right? But you can on, like, I got a Charles Schwab account too,
You
and
can't trade penny stocks on Weeble.
no, anything like a dollar or
Wow.
below you can't do on Webull. So you
Anything
have
a penny. You say anything how
so
much or below?
a dollar or below, I believe, and even some of that
Yeah.
is like, yeah, if it's real low, then they don't like allow trading on Webull. But Charles Schwab, there are other ones that did. That's why like most of my time I was trying to get into trading like last year, but between being so busy, yeah, yeah, you can trade pennies on. Well, maybe you can. I haven't seen. Maybe they changed it, but last time I do my Charles Schwab for my penny stocks when I do them. Um, but you have to buy 100 shares minimum. Oh, okay. So I was wrong about the Webull thing. But he made thousands. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He made thousands of pennies because the thing about
Yeah.
penny
But you
stocks
out here
is,
stunting, huh?
yeah, no, like the
But
thing about the
the
thing about
big
penny stocks
homie.
is if you know, you say you put like $200 or $500 into a penny stock and you watch the charts, there's usually some sort of, from what I've seen, and maybe Bot could tell me wrong if I'm wrong, but a lot of these are kind of pump and dumps, right? So becomes kind of a rhythm to it. It may not be like every 3 months or whatever like that, but if you look at the bigger chart, you can see it where, you know, it'll spike and it'll go down, it'll spike and go down. So, you know, like if you invest $200 or $300 into it, it could, you know, say you get something that's like 0.002 or 0.003 or 5 or whatever, right? If that jumps up one more tick, that's you're doubling your money, you're tripling your money. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like, so yeah. Yes, P and D, get in, get fucking
Hold
moving.
on.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's for real. That's for real. So it's like
Yep.
if you can find the rhythm that, and you find companies that you know are pumping dumps, and you can find that rhythm, you can make a lot of money on it quickly. You understand what I'm saying? Like, so that's kind of my plan. Is I'm gonna, depending on how much I make out of this, if I end up making $1 million or whatever out of this AMC thing, it changes what I'm gonna do as opposed to if I come out with a couple $1,000. You understand what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
it all depends. That's why I haven't like. I figure after this, if the squeeze happens, I'll probably take like a month. Yeah, I'm talking OTC. Webull doesn't have
Oh, okay.
OTC. You're correct. Yeah, yeah. So yeah. But I mean, like, if I end up making a shit ton of money, I'm gonna take some time. I'm gonna go. My dad's not doing well. My dad has dementia and Parkinson's, and he needs his gallbladder out, but he's had heart problems, so they can't do it. So he's not long for this world.
Yeah.
So I'm probably gonna go
My
home for
auntie
like a
had
month.
dementia. She died like early, like in December
Yeah.
last year.
He's in the early stages of Parkinson's dementia, but he's getting worse. My mom just told me the other day he's getting worse and worse, and they went to have some tests done and everything, and they're saying they can't do his gallbladder now because his heart's so bad. So he's not, he's 74 years old. He's not long for this world. And,
Yeah.
Mm.
my dad's kind of, like I said earlier, my dad was a con man. He wasn't the greatest father, but he's still my dad, and I fucking love him. So I want to make sure if I get a lot of money out of this, I want to make sure he's at least in a good home or something. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because they don't have money. They're poor. They're living on a fixed income.
Yeah.
So and then I'd probably take a trip. I mean, I'd probably come and visit you guys. Fuck. You understand what I'm
Hey,
saying?
that's what's up, baby.
I got
We
people all over
definitely
the
down to
country.
kick it.
Yeah. Yeah. But if it ends up being a couple $1,000s, then I'll probably end up still having to go home. My ex will let me stay with her for a while. I can sit there and figure this shit out. You know, um, if I only make a couple $1,000s, I'll get back into the market a lot quicker than I will if I make a lot of money. Because a lot of money, I don't want to just be stupid and burn it all. I want to take my time to really think about what I'm doing
Yeah.
and where I want to put my money at. Because I'm not going to
That's
take
real.
all my money. Like, I'm probably going to take 10 to 20% of my money that I make out of this and keep it in the market, and then everything else is going to be either in savings or I might invest in some businesses. You know what I mean? Like, my great grandfather owned the furthest restaurant in my hometown, and it's been up for sale for a while. And he was a really good man. He used to give food to the homeless. He used to feed people. He would be like, do IOUs for food and stuff like that. Like, you can't pay me now, just pay me later, sort of shit. So I wouldn't, I tried looking into buying that a couple of years ago when I was doing a little bit better than I am now, and I just couldn't make it happen. But they wanted
See
to sell
that?
to me,
See,
so.
that's what's up. With the food prices going up, that's going into this show we about to do here in a second about Joe
Uh-huh.
Biden. What you think about Joe Biden?
You guys really want me to get into politics? I think,
Just quick on it. Just give me like a little brief what you think about this shit. Go ahead, break it down.
well, okay. So my thing, everybody likes to compare Trump and Biden, which to me they're both kind of the same. And I think Biden is actually worse because he's been in office for so long. And
Oh
his fuck's gonna be.
hell yeah!
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like,
Go ahead.
everybody trying to blame Trump for everything. Trump came around 4 years, and
Yeah.
he wasn't in politics before this or after this.
Nope.
And yeah, like,
Man,
so
bot, that's for sure. That's what we about to do a show. Matter of fact, hey, if you want to talk about this shit, we about to fire up another live. We about to talk
Yeah, we
about
about
this
to
shit.
fire out.
Give us
about
like
give us
10
about
minutes, about 10, 15 minutes. We about to go in on Joe Biden. That's the next one, bro.
okay, hey, I'll have to do it on my phone though, because my
All right.
laptop's getting ready to die. But
That's
yeah,
all right.
why don't we? Hey, I gotta go to the bathroom anyway. Why don't we cut this right? I'm gonna cut out right now.
All right, and we'll be back on in 20 minutes. And I'll
All
send
right,
you the
cool.
link.
Yeah, that'll give
All
me
right.
time to fix or something up real quick too and
Hey,
everything.
bot, fuck with us if you like to talk about
Yeah.
politics. We about to go in, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
I,
going
I,
in.
I follow
Anybody
politics
who
quite a lot.
weird.
I'm just for people that in the chat and everything. If I'm a very big supporter of what Jimmy Dore does, if you know who he is,
I don't
so
know who
that'll
that
give
is.
you
You might know who that is,
From
bro.
the
Hey,
Doors. From the singer
Jimmy
from the
Dore.
Doors.
Jimmy Dore.
Yeah.
No, Jimmy Dore. It's just
And we not
hey,
pro Biden. Fuck Biden. I'd rather
yeah.
have Trump.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
put
But
you
go
up on
ahead.
some Jimmy Dore. You guys will like Jimmy Dore, I think.
All right.
So
Cool.
yeah, I'll put you up on him. He's got a YouTube channel. He breaks down all this shit. So
Okay.
all right, I'm gonna cut out. Thanks a lot, you guys. I'll be back with you in a couple minutes. All right.
All
All
right,
right,
bro.
man. Hey, we be out here, y'all. We'll be back. Check us on our next motherfucking channel. We gonna be shooting it up real soon. We
Next
gonna be
video,
talking
we
about
talking
that.
about Joe Biden.
Yeah,
It's
we talking
going
about
down.
Sleepy Joe and how he
It's
fucking up. Okay,
going down.
and we talking about all the black folks that's motherfucking brainwashed over this nigga. I don't know
Yeah,
why, but hey, fuck it. Look, we gonna get into it, man. Y'all
for
motherfuckers
sure.
just stay up. We be right back.
Yeah.